All right, good Monday evening, everybody. Session 6 is here. It's finally happening. The session that will determine promotions and relegations. Nathaniel joined by Garrick for the first couple of games of the evening. It will be an A2 matchup, and Garrick, I know I'm looking forward to watching what happens here. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't even matter like who it is. Session six is always a lot of fun. It's the last session. Everyone's fighting for their placement, possible promotions or demotions. Yeah, it's always a lot of just great fun. I'm super excited, and yeah, time to get back into some mahjong.
Yeah, so this is a really interesting matchup with Kevin in the third position, A2, at plus 163. That seems to be kind of secure for now, with in terms of the guaranteed 5 promotion spots, but can't dip down. Losing 80 points in a session would be probably knock him out of that promotion zone. So it has to be a little bit careful to maintain that lead. Jonathan in seventh position is just outside the guaranteed promotion range at plus 109, and there are 7 people over 100 points. He is the seventh, so it's going to be interesting to see if he can pick up a few points to surpass Leon and Steven, who have yet to play any games this session.
Yeah,
DeLong and Will are already locked in, 1 and 2 overall. They got their session 6 games done early, so they're pretty much confirmed unless something crazy happens, which I think is almost mathematically or statistically I should say impossible.
it would be a pretty long shot. Yeah. Oh, and the game has started.
Yeah, it's going to be Harrison in the dealer seat, Riley to the right. Across the table is Jonathan and Kevin on the left, and it's Harrison and Riley who are hoping to stave off demotion. Currently, Harrison in 21st position at negative 154. He needs to reach the mark of Brian at negative 89.2, at least with the current information that we have.
That would be a total of I think 65 points over a total of 4 games. Certainly doable, uh, but it is quite a climb.
It'd be amazing if he could get off to a great dealer start here. And look at this, Ishanten already with pretty
Yeah,
excellent shapes and a Chun Anko to begin with. On the right, Riley with decent shapes as well for a standard Ricci. Across the way, that looks very strong for Jonathan. Is that uh, technically Ishanten for Chitoy? And now he's drawn a door. A difficult
right.
choice here.
Uh, does choose to get rid of it. On the left, that is looking like it might be trying for a Honitsu or Chanta. No, that's a Chanta play. Has an 8-9, 8-9, and 7-8. Draws a door and cuts the twice cut west and is saying this is going to be Chanta.
And
But
the draws the
actually,
Kokushitao.
yeah, could have been Kokushi at this point.
Interesting spot for Harrison here. He could have chosen to discard the 3-mon and go headless, but decided to lock in the pair and take 2 diamond shapes.
This actually is also a possible Sanshoku if they happen to shift this 6-7-8 down or the 5-6 down.
Yeah,
So there is value in this as well.
could call for Tempai, but lets it go. Says, I need more points than Chunomi.
That is the second copy of that 8-pin that's come out. I don't think he had a chance to call that first one, though.
Yeah, we'll see how long he holds it. And here's another interesting spot. Do you hold that 8 just in case you draw the 7-mon for the Sanchoku chance? Decides to just hold the slightly safer 1-mon.
Yeah, Harrison has been known to play that way and just hold a safe tile. Yeah, it doesn't take perfect Ishanten also. Wants the safety of the 1-mon.
7-mon drawn. That will
Ooh.
stay in Kevin's hand.
Yep.
A slight opportunity missed perhaps for Harrison to swap out that 1-mon for a very safe East.
Twice cut already.
Similarly with that
How
North.
are the other hands progressing?
Yeah, the hand on the right, Ishanten, still a couple of awkward shapes, needs those 3-mons that Harrison is holding. And across the way, Jonathan Chitoy's a very slow hand, so hasn't made progress here.
Seems to be trying to shift towards a possible Honitsu, given that he's cut a 2, 3, and a 4, so and now a 5 so as well.
Yeah,
maybe
those have all been
trying to float a Honitsu.
Smogiri hasn't been able to commit to one of those shapes and probably regretting it at this point, but now it's super late to drop the door out. Kevin doesn't have an issue with that though.
There are 2 cut already in Riley's pawn. So that is Tempai on the just cut Dora. That was the last one. So
Harrison
just takes a 3-pin weight.
Harrison really needs to find a Tempai here too. Can't call that. Misses on the
Doesn't do
draw.
anything.
Wow.
Oh, and he'll be no 10. Not for lack of trying.
No, and actually Riley finds Tempai at the very last draw as well. So 1,500 points goes to Riley and Jonathan. And wow, that's really unfortunate for Harrison, who could not buy a 4/7 Mon to save his life.
Yeah. Yeah. Was never given another chance to call either. Just nothing was ever drawn by Kevin.
Right?
Or dropped, I suppose.
Yeah, the only way to get Tempai there would have been actually to take the headless, and then after the 5 Mon draw, you'd have a Tempai. But oh
Yeah.
well. Did the best you could that hand. Didn't come together. Riley now the dealer.
Has a pretty good hand. I think his 2 Shanten has a Dora, could pair that up. But shapes are all pretty good other than around this Dora. Jonathan's hand is a pretty messed up. I would not enjoy playing that hand.
Yeah, already 4 discards in, it still looks like this.
Yeah.
Across the way, Kevin is looking pretty strong. That is 2 away from Tempai, with potential Dora acceptance and Call available. And on the left, Harrison, also a decent looking hand here.
Definitely Pinfu, possible, actually probably Tanyao, and maybe a Sanchoku if you draw the right tiles.
Yeah, 8-pin would be a big help for that. Or just drawing the 5 so helps get Pinfu, but on the other hand, you probably have to drop a door in that instance. So
right,
unclear
want to do that.
Which way we'll go.
Dealer's hand is now Ishanten, did draw a pair of the 5 so.
It probably doesn't want to get rid of this door shape as awkward as it is.
May end up electing to drop the 4 so for the eventually.
Yeah, Suji Trap. Although the door indicator is a tough ask, even with the Suji Trap.
I would agree. And even then, I think if you were to draw around the 4/5 instead, you may just decide to play for a Dora Tonki instead, just because.
Yeah, and Harrison did get the 8-pin upgrade, so Sandraku on the horizon.
Yeah. Ishanten, if they draw around the... Oh, no. That's a 5, so...
It's okay. I think he'll still take Tempai. He might be concerned about dropping the 8 so this late, but Richitanya Pinfu is pretty strong.
Yeah, I think you may need to do it. Oh, this is kind of interesting. Which 4/5/5 do you keep? Sozu.
Yeah, that's not super efficient. Maybe 4 so if you're planning on setting up that Suture Trap.
Right.
Ooh. Could make 2 shapes in the Sozu if he's afraid of dropping them, but...
That looks like what might be going on. Oh, gets the 7 so dealer and is now Tempai.
Yeah, that was the last 7 so 3 players wanted it.
Yeah.
All 4 could have used it. It was dealer who gets there and slams the Ricci.
Oh. So that means Harrison hand is dead in the water, pretty much.
Yeah, Harrison can work around this, though. Like, 8-pin is safe.
Yeah.
And if you pair up 6-mon or 7-mon, then you could make a play for it. I guess you'd probably prefer to draw the 7 and discard the Nakasugi 6.
Yeah. Still need to draw a tile that helps, though, unfortunately. And as you saw from the last hand, that might be difficult.
Yeah, that's true.
Currently 2 in the wall still for dealer of the 3/6 pin.
1-3, 1-6, and there's the 3.
And gets it. Richitsumo Dora. $2,000? Yeah, that's a pretty great hand.
Yeah, picks up the whole buzz well.
Yeah, and we go on to another repeat. Dealer's hand, pretty slow, 2 pairs. Maybe a distant Itsu. Would love to draw a Dora, though, for sure. I'm going to skip across to what looks to be a possible Menhon Chitoi.
Ooh.
Yeah, that looks really nice. Also accepts Dora if they draw it and could just take a 2,000 point hand. Maybe just 22.
Notably, both of those, pairs are
Oh,
Yakuhai pairs, so
right.
could get the full Mangan value out of this.
Could just decide to go Yakuhai Dora now, since they just drew that. Shapes are pretty conducive to that. Oh, and has cut a 7-8-9 in Sozu. That's always unfortunate.
Yeah, if the Riley isn't looking at, the 9 so twice in the pond, the 8 so once in the pond, might have considered forcing Shinitsu out of this because 8 so
Yeah,
Poland followed by 9 so Poland followed by 1 so Poland, and all of a sudden you have some Shinitsu chances.
right. Harrison is actually Ishantan. Uh, Possibly trying to. I mean, obviously waiting, hopefully for Adora, but could just pull in a Hatsu and take 1,000.
Yeah, ideally Harrison's looking at drawing a Dora and cutting the Hatsu
Oh,
pair
Boom.
and taking
this
Richi
is
Pinfu Dora.
that. There's the pawn for the Yakuhai.
So that means Kevin actually cutting away from the 9-8. Oh, this might change his
Oh
mind. Could be 3-2 now. Oh, 3-3.
no, cuts the 3-3. Wait, that's
Yeah.
your. That was okay. Okay.
Holds the wider shapes. 2 Diamond versus the Chun Pullen for value.
Right. At this point, though, if Kevin decides to pivot away from the Dora, it'll be immediately pawned. But actually, no, it wouldn't be because he dropped the Hatsu and can't call it. Oh, so he's happy with a 2,000 point hand.
Yeah. And that might just be based off of his current position, 3rd place overall in the division.
Mm-hmm. I still don't feel like waiting around on the Chun is a bad choice though, just because you might expect it to come out. But maybe at this juncture you think you're Mochi Mochi. Someone else has 2 of them, and you're never getting it. But
Yeah, that's true. Harrison has drawn into that 3-4 shape in the Sosu, so can accept the door into Tempai for Richi Pinfu. But here's the 4, held by Riley.
Looks like he's pivoting to a Tanyao. Oh boy, that Formon looks like it's destined to come out.
If Riley gets Tempai, it will be coming out. We do have Ishantan on the right for Jonathan now.
It might come out now. Yep.
Boom.
Wants to hold that 4-5-5-6 and deals into 2,000. Not that huge in the grand scheme of things, but unfortunate to lose your dealership that way.
Yeah, so Kevin taking away the points and coming into 3rd place, but again, pretty close game, only in East 3. Jonathan now the dealer with brilliant looking high pie.
Yeah, pretty much 3 Dion and a complete shape and a pair. You're pretty much good to go unless you draw something that changes your mind.
Ooh, that 3-1. You know what I'm looking at.
Yeah, there's a Sanshoku there for easily. You can find another pair somewhere, but that's kind of the easiest part. Ooh.
Yeah, we're Ishanten now, so we probably aren't getting Sancho unless we draw 2 mon like right now.
Or you could cut the 6-7 for Junchan?
Ooh.
Maybe? Another 2 mon. Nope, says I don't need it. That makes sense.
Oh, hang on a second. What's going on the right?
Wait, that's a cuts the 5 mon is going some sort of either pair or Anko based hand.
Yeah, it's Chitoi Ishanten, but with Suanko draws.
Yeah.
And Toy calls available as well. In theory, if he pairs up before, so we could just take the Chitoi, or could think about Fordoko.
Yeah.
One of the harder
That would be
ones.
fun.
But see across the way, Harrison with actually not that bad of a hand either. Another, Richi Pinfu. He's holding onto this door for dear life, trying to get it to pair up, but
yeah, might be tough to. I think the hand completes before you draw another one, but we'll see.
Yeah, all 3 are in the wall, so it is available. Oh, well, that's a Samachan.
You can't.
Yeah, gotta be Tuso here, and then
Tuso, or you just throw the door and say, "I don't need it."
Yeah, if he is afraid of the other players declaring Ricci soon, which again, not that unrealistic given what other players have been discarding so far, he might consider dropping it now.
This could be another pair candidate for Jonathan. Oh, is trying to lock in the Sanshoku with the 1 mon cut, saying, "I'm only using the two mon."
Yeah, that's so greedy. So that makes this 6 mon /9 6 pin /9 pin less useful.
Right. I feel like it's fairly, makes sense to just drop. Oh, okay, cuts the 9 pin and says, "I will take the acceptance of the 4 pin for Mon."
Yeah, interesting spot there. You could preemptively cut the 5 mon for the Suji traps. You don't have to reach you with it.
That's got to be a Chinichi play from Riley, right? The call of the
Absolutely.
789.
Tenpai
That's
for Harrison.
Tenpai.
It's just Richie Pinfu. Could go one-so.
Needs to drop the Dora.
It's
Can he do it into
three-sided.
this 22?
He can. All right,
He
let's go.
does.
147. Not as live as you'd expect.
Yeah. Oh, wow. 3 sevens out. 3 ones.
Sumo.
Oh, doesn't matter. He caught Sumo. Okay, so that's just Mangan, right? No, not yet.
Just short.
No, 5-2. But
It's really important Harrison got that sumo because Kevin had just found Suanko Ishanten.
oh my gosh. And look at what Harrison is rewarded with.
Yeah, well, how's some work to do. Maybe that's a Honitsu, but Dealer, on the other hand, Kevin's looking pretty good here with Tanyo, Dora chances. Could just be Richie Pinfu as well. Maybe 4-5-6 Santoku now. Harrison draws a great East pair up, so now it could be Yakuhai Honitsu as well. Across the way, Riley with just all-around good shapes for Tanyo.
Oh, Harrison doesn't even try and float the Kokushi idea.
Say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 at a pair. I don't know.
It's not great, but
do we need this 4-pin? Maybe not.
You could float the idea. Oh wait, that's Tenpai?
Wow, Riley.
There's a Tenpai already.
I'm not willing to take this Richie Dora 1. Maybe a wait 1 turn.
Would also want Tanyo. Is Riley a believer in the wait 1 turn?
No, Riley wants more.
Yeah, I feel like you just play for Tanyo here. It's so early. You could just draw 1 like that. And now you're just,
Eat.
That's
and Totsu 3-6 so 4-pin. Also could have taken the 3-pin Tonki.
Eat.
Oh, we're gonna see a chase.
What? That's Sananko. If you get the 3 mon.
Oh, Kevin's gonna chase with Richie Pinfu Dora, maybe Tanyao. Oh, the 6 has come out. That's gonna go to Riley.
Oh man.
Whoa, everyone got there.
Yeah.
And Jonathan's
Sananko with 3 terminal Ongo.
Yeah, if there wasn't a Richie, I bet you Riley Jonathan would have dropped the 3-mon in favor of holding the 9-mon. And then if you pair that up, cut the 5-6-7 and go for Chinroto. I mean, might as well.
Oh boy.
What a funny hand that ended up being. Riley taking all the points though.
And we're starting the South round with Harrison back as dealer.
This has been a pretty speedy game. Another nice looking high pipe for Harrison. Has had trouble converting these, kind of getting stuck in Ishanten hell in a lot of these hands, but has Dora acceptance and generally good blocks.
Yeah. Riley's hand just filled that 1-3. I guess it's kind of a 3-4, but shapes still kind of need help. Has another Penshan 1-2 in the Manzu.
Jonathan with another Onko of the 1-pins. And a Dora in hand as well. Not a callable East this round. We're in the South round, of course. But could slam a reach in the near future.
Kevin just cut the 8-mon to I guess lock in a what do you call that? Ipeco 789 instead of holding on to this one. Huh?
This is some Sanzo cultism here right here. It's Dora, it has to win, right?
I suppose.
I think I would have been comfortable cutting the 1-so and hedging the.
Yeah, like I feel like. I mean, I would have thought Chinitsu before cutting 8, 8, 9.
Right. But once you cut the first 8, that's less. Less likely.
And now holding onto the safe tile of Haku instead. Interesting.
Yes. A very straightforward plan for Kevin. Draw 3 6-mon or 3-so and slam a Richi.
Yeah.
Okay, Harrison now Ishanten after having drawn the Dora and the 6-pin. So pretty strong position. Ooh, that's not really the tile you were looking for.
Awkward 7-mon.
You have too many pairs. Could go 5-so, 5-so, throw the 7 back, throw a 6-mon. Throws the 5. Okay, planning to throw the 5 and the 7. Just take this and Totsu shape. Yeah, there was some option. Maybe he didn't like the fact that the 8s were cut so many times. Oh, and cutting the 2 to keep 3 Dora, 2 rather of the 3 Sodora. This is getting quite interesting for Harrison.
There's also a chance though that this ends up just being no 10 again if you draw, unfortunately, right? Like, it's so wide that you are just Ishan 10, but
Yeah, this
there's a
time
possibility of
he's
that.
definitely going to call anything to Tempai. And this Tempai, will he slam or Ricci? Dama was also
This Dora
Suaku
may come out.
Ishanten if he was getting greedy, but looking
See.
around the board, this seems to be for the best. This is really interesting. If he draws like a 4-pin, could take the Chitoy weight on the 7-pin, or just hold the Peiko Tanyodora 2 from Mangan.
The only hand that wins this for Harrison is this wholly unconnected Dora in Jonathan's hand across the table.
I think the way Jonathan's playing this is only for
Or-
K10. Oh,
Don't.
or
5 so.
wow. It took a while, but Kevin finally drew into Tempai, and that will deal into the Dama 1077, and that's exactly what Harrison needs. This high pie isn't what he needs, but, you know, getting close to Riley, hoping to take a first place. Riley, on the other hand, is that Honitsu? It is. Just cuts the 3-mon immediately. Across the way, Jonathan has pair of the Dora. That could be Tanya, Dora 2 or 3. And on the left, Kevin with the South, callable South, can just aim to finish this hand. Of course, now having dealt into that 77, isn't 4th place by a significant margin, and might not be willing to win a cheap hand anymore.
Given his, I mean, in no way is the 153 totally safe over 4 games, but you can afford a relatively major 1/4 at least,
Right.
and still be okay.
Yeah, right now it looks like Riley's hand to win. We'll see if anyone can chase him down. He did draw the Anko of the tune himself. Harrison really
Possible
super
Chitoy from
struggling.
Jonathan.
Oh, Shitoy Dora 2. Yeah, if a 1/4 pin is not drawn, that's... Ooh, never mind. Just draw 3rd Dora. It's no longer Chitoy, it's Tanyao. Or just Ishanten. Yeah, just Tanyao. Shabo, because the 2-pin looks good.
Oh, Harrison's going to be so angry.
It feels like he's going to deal it right now.
Oh, no.
If Harrison wasn't so desperate for shapes, he might actually just deal it immediately.
Yeah, I thought.
Oh, there's the last
Khan.
3. Khan!
Oh, no.
Shot chance gone. Eudora is the 6-mon.
Oh, no.
Gee.
This is terrifying.
Harrison actually avoids it temporarily. Maybe he's just playing for K10, saying I can hold on to the shape. Riley's 1/2 pin also very dead.
So the whoa.
Oh,
Harrison might be a genius.
Riley's 1 discard away. Harrison needs to just pass 1 more tile. And it comes out!
Don't.
Riley's thought so long and hard about it. But it does come out, and Harrison is looking at that thinking, I am a genius. I need to just get out of this hand, because I had no hope. And in the end, Harrison takes 1st place by not dealing in.
So unlucky, because if he had dealt in 1 turn earlier, he would have drawn another Anko of the 1-so and dealt in anyway.
Huh. Yeah.
But he, I guess, folded out his pair and said, I'm not playing the 1-so.
What?
Oh, all right. Kevin is just Tempai.
Okay, Ricci Pinfu, 6-9 pin. Ipeko Tanya chance on the 6-pin draw.
Yeah. Oh.
That's Tempai, actually, on the 5-mon. Does Jonathan say, I'll take this fight? I've got a Dora. It's Ricci
Yes.
+1. You did an early Ricci, so you can't have anything.
That's kind of crazy. Actually, now that I think about it, though, to go back to the previous hand, Harrison actually just went to first place because of that play.
I love it when a defensive play gets rewarded so strongly.
Yeah, like these are the kind of things that like you never really think about. It's like, oh, you're only losing points, but then someone deals into a fourth place's, door 3 hand, and all of a sudden you're in first when you were in like a fairly distant, not distant, but a second, and it's like, wow, that was great. I should defend more, maybe.
This is an interesting hand. Looks like Riley's out. Doesn't want to play this hand against 2 Richis. Was probably going to push a little bit against 1. Yeah, that Haku confirms it. Definitely Riley's is folding here. There are 2 5-mon on the wall.
And the other 2 are coincidentally in the hand that reached before you.
Oh,
unfortunate.
That is Yasume, though.
Yeah.
The cheaper.
Ichipenfu.
No Ura either.
2,000 points. In the end, that is kind of the expected outcome when you chase Ricci with the 5-mon. Kanchan weight, but...
Yeah, that brings Jonathan below Riley now into 3rd, but still over 30,000. So Kevin really hoping to run up his dealership in the next round and just aiming to get there with a fast hand in this one.
Or at the very least, knock someone else below 30k so he cannot take the full negative 20 UMA.
That's right. Well, for our dealer, this hand looks like it wants to be Pink Door 2 or Frichi Door Tanki. It's a little bit slow with a lot of floating terminals and honor shapes. 7 helps, though.
It does look like Harrison is going for a Sanshoku 789.
Oh, that 8-mon cut all but confirms that theory.
Right. He actually already had another one as well. Look at the other 8-mon in this discard pile.
Harrison has one thing on his mind, and I love it. It's Sanshoku. How can you not love it?
Yeah.
Tom.
I mean, you could cut the 445 and go Chanta as well.
Yeah, Harrison's trying to show, like, I don't need these upper Monzu. 7's going to be safe against me. Don't you worry.
Could have had the Sanshoku Doko in 8s at this point.
I mean, yeah, all the 8s, so...
Wait!
He dropped an 8-so too, you're right.
He dropped an 8-so as well!
He could have pulled that 8-so from the right for the Doko. Oh, he had the right idea, Sanshoku, but the wrong Sanshoku in mind.
He's still Ishanten for the regular Sanshoku, I guess.
Yeah.
So it's not like this is an incorrect play just yet.
No, it's just very, very funny.
Yeah.
Doko is so much rarer, and we will have Tenpai.
Yep, on the 2-mon. That Harrison did just hold on to as a safer tile than the 5-mon.
Yeah, it should be safer.
The Kanchan. But it may not come out from him before this other 2.
Ooh, Nipun looks super safe.
Oh.
Uh-oh. This could be a deal-in. Oh, he takes the Shabo for some reason.
Oh, this 2-mon is so
it's Fudi 10. The
sad.
1-mon is Fudi 10, so that's why he took the Shabo, and now Harrison looking at a double roll in potential.
Harrison might actually be afraid of this 2-mon, though, because of that late 3-mon cut.
Yeah, but it's also Suji. It's Jonathan switch now. This is 3-mon safe, and now the 2 looks really good.
Yeah. You played so well defensively. This is pretty painful if you lose it here.
Yeah, East is a safer tile, but Harrison says, now is the time to be discarding my safe tiles. Because...
Harrison must feel something about this 2-mon.
Second 2-mon? 4 now deals in on the left, though.
4 deals in on the left for Tanyao Nomi.
All these hands are cheap.
Oh my gosh.
Harrison's on something today.
Is crazy.
When you go full paranoid, and you're right. Ooh, Dora.
Oh, just the rose.
Yeah, it came out. It came out from dealer. It came out on the left. It's actually not that bad.
Okay. Yeah, it's not.
Oh,
that's pin food. Oh,
Riley with the weight improvement, but that would also be 50-10, so cannot take that either.
this dealer swap.
I mean, Jonathan at this point has been thinking the two-mon is held. Because
And
why in
he's
the world
correct.
has it not come out?
6 is probably fine, right?
Yeah, 6 is relatively
Yeah.
safe. Safe to Riley, safe to Jonathan. Suji pretty much against.
Oh,
There's that 7 from so long ago. The last 7.
yeah.
Yeah, and Harrison
He folds out. Yes,
is
that's
out.
pretty good.
Unfortunately, he'll probably lose more from folding out than he would from dealing into these hands.
Well, if he dealt a 4, if he deals 2, I think he still loses more, right?
It's 1,500 and 1,000. Oh.
Oh, okay. It won't matter. It won't matter.
Boom.
1,000. 1,300 because it's closed.
Yep. All right, so Riley inches closer to first place, and somehow Harrison dodges dealing in again.
What? That's just incredible. I don't know how. And again, Harrison is awarded with 5 completely lone honors, and is just like, well, thanks.
Yeah, it's going to be rough. And this is, again, a little difficult for Kevin, but at least he's got the Yaku High pair now and can aim for Yaku High Dora. There's the Haku instant call. And now Harrison on the right, as you said, very slow hand, but at least he's getting good draws across the way Riley is looking at.
Well, when everything's so detached, it's kind of easy to improve, but does fill that Dora shape and is now actually looking pretty quick.
Nope. Riley says, this is Chinitsu.
Yeah, I guess. Chinitsu Toy maybe?
Ooh, that would be spicy. That would definitely take first place.
Ooh, that's a pair for Harrison. He's Ishan. No, 2 Shanten.
But Riley is now Ishan 10 looking for an 8-pin, which there are 3 of in the wall. Oh, Dora draw. Uh-oh.
Now we're just Kuchiki Ishan for Harrison, though.
Now, Harrison doesn't need to drop the 5-8 just yet. He can't use a second one.
Oh, Pinfu, I feel like you have to dominate this.
Oh, he slams it, says, I need points. Ricci, Pinfu, Dora. And dealer's got to take this fight, almost certainly.
Do you think Riley ever cons this 5-pin and deals in if he draws it? He might now.
Maybe.
He has 6 of the 8 tiles that Harrison needs. And no one else should, arguably no one else should drop a Pinzu.
No, Jonathan does, though, and it doesn't deal into Riley. Reach Pink Dora, and that's 39. No Ura, but Harrison will take a much-needed first place.
Yeah, 28-2.
Yeah, some nice wins by Harrison, but I think the story of his game this one was just those impressive dealing dodges. Yeah, great defensive play by Harrison. Riley takes a positive second, plus 9.1. That helps Riley stave off demotion as well. Jonathan, the 2 people on top are losing points. Jonathan dips down to plus 101. Kevin drops down to plus 134. So now there's a huge clump of players at that 130 mark.
4 points. 3 points separate 4 people. Steven at 135, Kevin at 134, Leon at 133, and Viet at 132.
All right, we'll
right around that confirmed promotion mark.
They have jumped straight ahead into game number 2, and I believe they're only playing 2 games this series, so they'll get a little bit of a break to see where things stand after this one. Although I think they might be finishing their series as early as this Wednesday, so they might be the first group done in A2 completely.
Well, other than the 4 people who have already played their games, yeah. Oh, we're already in. We have Kevin as first dealer, holding some pretty sad tiles, definitely shaking a lot of help, looking really slow. Second dealer and currently in South is Harrison, who is just Ishanten for Ricci Pinfu. Is there a Sanshoku? There is a Sanshoku possibility if they get a 5-so or 4-pin. Hand across looks Kanyao Pinfu. Possible San? No, maybe not Pinfu. Maybe there's a Sanshoku. Maybe there's a Chi Toy that it is 4 pairs currently. And hand on the left, it's got a Doris shape, but it's just slow as well. So definitely looking like Harrison or Riley, looking as the faster hands here.
Yeah, and Harrison, if he draws the 4 pin, I think he slams the Ricci on the 5. Waiting for the 5, so
Yeah, I
even though
feel
it's
like you
back away.
have given that value, right? That is pretty huge. That's oh, that's a Dora though. No,
An
says
interesting
I don't need
thought
it.
is to just cut the 2 so immediately and hedge, say, the 7 mon draw for potential Pingu Itsu with the Dora.
Wow, no one wants a Dora. All right, Riley wants a Dora.
Oh, East Onko, that's double tone.
Yeah.
Each.
Okay, just takes the pin food. That makes sense. 4/7 pin. It is 3 in the wall.
Yeah, not the value he wanted, but the value he's gonna take. And Riley says, you know what? Actually, I don't want this Dora.
Yep. Oh, only 2 left in the wall. That's
Nine
paired
so.
up. It's got to be 9 so.
Nine
Now you
so and
have possible
Suwako.
toy. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
It's 5 pins Nakasuji. 4 mon doesn't look good.
Yeah.
The other play for Kevin there would just cut the East and play Max Gayday for G12.
If Riley had kept all his tiles, he would have dealt in, but would have had 3 Anko with the 5 so, 3 so, and 6 so. This should be a 2 mon discard, I believe. It's Gembutsu to the Ricci.
Yeah, Kevin doesn't have to give up just yet. If you draw 3 mon, what's safe for the... That doesn't matter.
Oh, nope. It's a good start for Harrison for sure.
Yeah, it's only 27, but it's points. And Harrison's looking for points.
Yeah, it's always just good to kind of get started early and try and keep the momentum. It's always nicer to start off on top than start behind.
Now, double tone paired up for Harrison can also accept a 2-pin Dora into the hand.
Boom.
We see the Hakupo on the right from Riley, intent on just shutting this down with what appears to be a 1,000 point hand.
Mm-hmm. Can't use a Dora if they draw it, and as we've seen, people are just happy to just throw it as well. Ooh.
Jonathan's got an interesting shot at 1-2-3 Sanchoku, but not necessarily forced to play it that way. And on the left, Kevin has just very standard Ricci shapes.
Riley is technically Ishanten with a Byeonmin and a
It's gonna get
Kanchan that is gonna fill it.
it's so hard. You chi the Jiamen shape and you're left with a Kanchan, and then the Kanchan comes immediately.
And of course, it looks so honeysu that you're like, okay, I can drop this 7 pin that you just dropped last turn. That was fine. And then it's like, oh look, 1,000 points, and goodbye Harrison's dealership. He's probably not particularly happy about that one.
Yeah, Jonathan probably a little ticked as well, but it's only 1,000 points. It's still anyone's game. And Riley's like, okay, back over 30K, let's go.
Yeah.
It's like,
no one's hands look particularly any good.
Yeah, just
This
looking
might be
around
a
at
slow
everyone.
hand.
They're all
Yeah.
pretty rough.
Like Jonathan has a complete shape and a Byeonmin, but then also has like 4 floating honors that just don't do anything. Everyone else's hand is just kind of disconnected tiles that really are hard to use.
The player that's ahead at any point will probably change on a draw-by-draw basis.
Yeah, that's kind of what it feels like.
Jonathan, just drop the 9 months, the 8 a little bit less helpful, and continues to flip his honors.
I think Harrison is probably pulled away. Is currently Ishanten with a 1-2 and a 1-3, hoping to fill that. Also holding on to a 1 pin in case they draw a 2 pin for a Sanshoku, I bet.
Yeah, in theory, he could have even cheated that 2 pin, dropped 4 or 5, and just forced Sanchoku Nomi. But Harrison's not in the business of Sanchoku Nomi right now.
Right. He needs more value, and Draws a 2-pin after. Could have had it. Would have had to drop like a 5-pin from the complete 3-4-5 though.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he'd probably just take the chance at the Pinfu, the faster tempai.
Right. There's always value in reaching if you can get there.
Yeah. Kevin's getting there. He's Dion Shanten now with pretty
With
decent
an Anko.
floaters, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you technically Ishan-10 now, right?
Yeah, Riley's now Ishan-10, you're right.
Yeah, Riley, yeah.
And again, Dora, limited commodity here. Dealer's already dropped his. It's one in locked in hand on the right.
Yeah. Oh man, Harrison has, would have 2 complete shapes around this 3-4-5 if they decided to hold on to it. Oh, we are now Kutsuki Ishan-10 for Kevin across the way.
Yeet.
Oh, Senpai.
There's that too.
Richi Nomi waiting for 5-8 so.
Yeah, not giving a lot of information in the pond outside of terminals and honors and the Dora Suji.
Dora. Harrison's like, I can't drop anything. Nothing's safe. I'm just gonna throw in all a terminal.
That goes with the one chance. And now Senpai could wait Tumon, could wait on the Shabo. Takes the Shabo.
Takes a Shabo. Oh, incorrect. Would have gotten the Ipatsu if they'd taken the Kanchan.
Oh no! Got Ipatsu anyway.
Whatever.
This was correct. There was no wrong choice.
So that's a Mangan, just like that. Richipatsumo Dora.
This was better because he got the Tsumo as well for the Mangan.
Right. What is it? Not a no. Yeah, Richi Ipatsu Dora would only have been 5-2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just like that, but drawing the last tile on the wall, Harrison back up to 40,000 points. I say back.
Yeah.
Because that's where he finished in the last game.
Yeah. And while it is only East 4 is the only person above 30k, would be really, really nice for Harrison given his position.
Yeah, Harrison on the comeback path in this game, in this series. Jonathan as the dealer, with some okay shapes, has Dora accepting 1 pin and actually drops the 5-pin over the 1 pin, I should say.
This could be a play. I don't really understand why, but could possibly be seeing like a Sanshoku maybe eventually with the 6, 7, 8.
And draws the 7 immediately. You don't actually lose that many tiles. You lose the 4 pin in terms of tiles that you accept into your hand. So,
but then cuts the 1 pin anyway.
Yeah, well now the hand has improved. He was just trying to hold the door acceptance without losing as so much. Okay,
It's actually Ishan-10 now. No, Ishan-10 again.
No, it is Ishan-10. If we draw the 7...
1, 2, 3. Right, yeah. I thought it was 1, 1, 3 still. Yeah.
If we draw the 7, we could even slam for potential Sanchoku.
Sanchoku, yeah, that'd be fun. But if you draw in a 7 or 8 pin, though, there's also a Itsu out.
Ooh, interesting idea. I wonder which one Jonathan will value.
I feel like you take Richi Pinfu even if you draw Formon. I don't think there's any reason to.
Riley just got to Tempai too.
Yeah. 2,000 points and says, I'll take that. Thank you. Third, second place.
Yeah, small points being exchanged around the table, and Harrison also will accept that as an outcome for this hand.
Right. But everyone's so close to 30k that you kind of expect it to be, if you do nothing, you kind of expect it to be taken.
Yeah. Wow, look at this
Dealer's hand is, yeah, that's pretty nice. Oh, could call for Tanyao if you wanted to just do that at that point, but says, no, thank you.
Yeah, that
I'll
was
hold on to my Dora.
One of the worst shapes of the hand. Oh, just draw it yourself. That is Tempai. No, he wants more. Doesn't want to throw the door.
Tanyao and Ipeko and Dora. Yeah, that's fair to me. Makes sense. I mean, if you draw another Dora, that is truly actually even if you draw Forso, that's a really good.
Oh my goodness, where are these draws?
Are you kidding?
Could have e-pot
You're
some
now
wood, but
Tanya Ipeko Dora 2 for a 12,000 point hand out of nowhere.
he's just gonna chill with his Dama.
Yeah.
The problem is
If
no
you
one really incentivized to drop a door. Like Harrison's the only one who could drop it.
right. And is Harrison's actually Ishan 10 as well.
That would be a way to swing this game for sure.
Oh, what if he pots him on the Tonki if you take that? That's kind of
Oh,
funny.
forgot about pay Tonki, best Tonki.
Yeah, I was thinking like maybe you just say, "Oh, I'm gonna go.
Yeet.
I'm just gonna win this hand." Oh,
Yeah,
that's also
Ricci.
a Dora Kanchan.
So 8-so deals him twice. That actually probably saves Harrison, who might have just dropped the door early and said, I'm Ishanten. Now I don't think the door ever
Mhm.
comes out.
Yeah, but you might just fold here because you just fold out with
Right.
the 1 because you don't want to drop a 6 or a 9,
By the way,
even if 9 is
that's
yeah.
closed Chanta.
How did I not see that? I mean, sure, but
Ricci Chanta Dora from Mangan.
yeah, that's interesting.
Harrison will try the
Oh,
2-so side of the Suji. I don't know if he'll try the other side. Is that
right.
rally
Oh,
back?
does throw the 9 though eventually. I'm confused because if you're gonna throw the 9, then why would you? Oh, just throw the 9 again now. Yeah, but now you're kind of left with this really sad 3-10-2-3 gunman, right? I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
Head backed away from. Ooh, now can maneuver a little bit. Like
Um,
you could try Suji
to drop
3.
the Suji 3.
Seven
Yeah.
seven mon just came out. You could go that as well. It goes with the 5
Oh,
instead.
folds with 5. All right. I can.
Yeet.
He. Oh. Oh.
All right, does Kevin have the Ipatsumo timing down? He has held this Dama for so long.
No.
I think he's said, you know
Man.
what? Everyone's folding. So at this point, I can just take this head to head, Ricci. I'm not. No
Yeah,
one's
that
getting
makes
baited
sense.
by this Suji trap.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair. And I mean, you kind of. This is who draws the Dora at this point.
Yeah, there's 2 in the wall to be drawn as well.
Yeah.
This puts a lot of pressure on the folding players as well.
Mm-hmm. Oh man.
Sumo.
Oh, that's a big hand. Ichi Tsumu Chantadora. Ura? No.
And just like that, Jonathan is the player that the well favors in this instant, pulls over 30,000 points and into second cleanly.
Here's a 10. It's pretty nice. Another pair. Okay. Has an Anko of 1, so this could be San Anko? Maybe?
Yeah, there's definitely a world where that happens. I mean, the tiles he needs are
Yeah.
in the wall.
Right. Riley's hand looks pretty
Home.
quick. Anko of 6 mon and just gumming everywhere. Feels pretty good.
It's also technically Ishanten. Oh, not anymore, but
Oh, I see.
it's one of those Ishantens that you don't really think of as Ishanten because you would never take it, so.
Yeah. Oh. Ooh.
Oh, Sancho
Wait.
could draw.
Is that temp? No, it's a 5-5-7, not a 5-6-7. So yeah, Sanchoku.
Jonathan across the table has pair of Dora. And it's callable tune as well.
I feel like both these players would drop one if they drew it. They just can't use it, and they're almost there like Ishanten, and can't really throw the tile that they're holding on to.
Kevin as well, kind of speeding along Ishanten.
Yeah.
Interesting choice. Technically more efficient to use the 5 pin as the pair and cut the 7 here, but Sanchoku.
Right. What are they gonna do?
Okay, plays the efficient route.
I think that makes sense.
That's
Yeet.
Tempai, and he'll just slam it. Okay. Richinomi, 2-5 pin. Oh, the 4 draw.
That's really unfortunate. You need to fold out, I think.
Oh, but he found the 6 mon, and that means if he gets Tempai, he can just slam a Ricci safely. That's not Tempai though. Could go with the 6 and improve the weight. Here's a 2 and 2 door. I think Jonathan might try it. Could start with the 1 mon first. Or the 3.
Who goes 3? Interesting. Ooh, that's unfortunate. Can't cut the 1/4 though. You could just say I can just hold on to it for now and deal in like a Tempai.
Riley draws door. It is out. That hand is over now. I wonder if Jonathan was concerned about the 1 dealing into Riley because 6 mon looked kind of like a push.
Right.
Even considers cheating that 4 mon for a second. But Atosuke on the door is a little tricky.
Oh, that's Tempai. Could just take the 2-pin Tanki if you feel like anything is. Wow. And does.
How the read that the 7 is better than the 2. I think Riley's 7 came out before the Ricci, so...
It was before the Ricci, so I don't know how you can do that since the 2 is just the... I mean, the 7 is the better weight if you drop 2.
Yeah. Maybe misread the timing on that, but...
I feel like 7 would be more dangerous than 2 because of the 8-pin Ricci tile.
Could also just be like there are more 8s and 9s discarded than the lower side, so...
Yeah, that does make sense.
Uh-oh.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
And
there it goes.
Held out for a lot longer than you'd expect, but it does come out. It's Ricci Nomi, so only 2,000 points. Oh, hello.
Oh, nice Anko. Nice Honitsu.
I was wondering about 4-pin first for Chanta. Probably not.
I mean, you could float it at least, right? You are kind of there. You're going Honitsu anyway, so you could cut the 4 first. But I think it makes it too obvious if you cut 4 first if you're that it's a Honitsu, even though it might not be. I don't know. I actually, hard to say. Ooh,
Yeah.
you see that?
I think there's some instances where you don't have to worry about your Honitsu being too obvious. But then again, in my most recent series, I went for a lot of like very straightforward, very obvious Honitsus, and I didn't win them. So maybe disguising it is better.
It's something I'm definitely known to do. I like to just, instead of playing what is arguably the more correct way, you hide things. Just try and be shifty.
Yeah, Harrison as well likes to disguise a little bit, and Jonathan's considering calling this for a Chinitsu of his own. Says no and is rewarded with the 2 mon fill. And now Kevin as the player. Oh wow, just drawn to Tempai like that. Ricci Pinhu. So close to being a Sanchoku or having Dora. Harrison will not stop.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I don't know if there's anything you can do. And it might just... Ooh.
Once again, Kevin has drawn the 2 and 5 that would deal in.
Oh,
it's Tempai. Harrison's going to shove. Waiting for the Genbutsu 7 mon again. But Sumo instead from Jonathan.
Ichi Pinfu, Pinfu for 27. 15-7. Yep.
All right, things getting close here now for first place between Jonathan and Harrison. And Riley in the dealer seat. In third place, Hypai says has some work to do. There's some decent floaters.
Would like a Dora. It'd be pretty good to draw that shape.
Jonathan on the right, 2 away from Tempai, but awkward shape. Oh, that 5 helps tremendously.
Helps a lot. And cuts the 1-1. I would have liked the 1-1 Shampon. Those are fun. And then maybe drop this Kanchan instead.
If you're trying to float everything, you can even cut the 8-pin first, but overlapping diamond shapes is a little not as strong as otherwise. So probably take that into consideration as well.
Dealer does draw Dora. Oh, that's
wonderful.
Ishan. Does take that.
Yeah, I like this. Like the 369 weight's already very good. And you're still
Hmm.
floating the Forso as a draw towards a diamond, like 3 so, 5 so, and you can cut away from this 4-6. And if you
Yeah.
draw the 5 so, you could even cut the 7-8 and go for Sanchoku.
Oh no, the 5 mons, they're gone. 3 of them, two in the hand across, one in dealer's hand.
Riley giving this okay, it gives up on the Itsu. Hedged it a turn.
Yeah.
Okay, Jonathan
Huh.
says no. I'm not gonna take this 5-mon Tempai.
Interesting.
But also cuts away from the only pair in the hand as well.
Right. That's kind of awkward now because I mean maybe you just you think oh there's the 5 mon. Dealers Ishanten for Ricci Pinfudora, possibly Peiko, actually.
There's an opening up for Keitan.
Oh, Kaiten. I guess this is early enough. That's fine.
Maybe remembers the
Oh,
first hand of the last
yeah.
game and says, you know what? It's
Each.
never too early to be K10.
Uh,
Chi.
Oh, actually, could be Tanyao now.
yeah. Kevin is Ricci waiting on
Each.
5 mon, a 5-pin, 2-pin.
Oh, but that 2-pin drawn. Oh, it's tap by for.
Oh, God.
The 9 doesn't look very good. Do you have
Yeah.
another choice, though?
Against a dealer and non-dealer Ricci, it's your best tile, I imagine. Like maybe except for 5 so, but
Don't.
oh no,
Play safe against the dealer reach. That will deal into Ricci Tanyao P
Tanya
for Door.
Dora 2.
Dora
Yeah, 2. Oh, and that's really sad.
And just like that, everything has swapped over. Now it's Jonathan who's in first place, Kevin in second. And maybe this is why Jonathan didn't take that bad way. Ricci is like, this hand's not enough value, and I know I'm going to get fought by someone who has more value. So let me just move my hand around to something else. And if I end up not being Tempai, that's okay too. That's where play ended up giving him first place going into all last.
Yep.
But first place is up for grabs. I mean,
it's close.
Kevin's close. Even Harrison's just a Mangan away.
Mangan Sumo would do it.
Mm-hmm.
This hand could easily get there, actually. Ricci Tsumo Pinfu Dora.
Yeah, even just Ricci Tsumo Dora Ura if he gets lucky that way.
Yeah.
But Jonathan has a pretty strong hand of his own. Reasonable shapes for maybe a Tanya, although you have two strong diamond that accept terminal tiles. Oh, how about 6, 7, 8 Sanchoku?
Yeah, that looks pretty good. You kind of have too many pairs. Maybe we want to preemptively cut a 5-5, a 4-4 or 5-5. It's also a Dora as well, that's 7 so that's even greater. Yeah, it says I'm going to try for this Sashoku.
Down the right, that hand is a mess.
Yeah, that's accurate. Ooh.
Harrison gets a nice draw. This is getting exciting.
Ricci Tsumo Pinfu Dora.
Ricci Tsumo Tanya Dora.
Tanya Dora, yeah, you could take Tanya.
There's a lot of routes here that will work.
Yeah. Oh.
I'm not 100% sure.
Make Pinfu easier. You could just cut the 4-2.
Right.
But totally lock out Tanya.
The problem with Pinfu is if you reach Itsumo Pinfu, even with the Dora, that's still only 52.
Yeah, only 5-2, right.
And dealer pays what, 26? So
is
that's 78.
Possible Sanshoku play?
Yeah, Sanchoku is, in theory, it's there.
You'd have to go away from this. Oh, a shape or.
Okay, this
I think you cut 9-9. There you go. Now it's just Yamen Ishanten.
Oh, this is really tough. O'Reilly, Ricci, Ipeco. Ishanten for Harrison. Start with a south.
Yeah.
And then shove the 9-pin upon reaching Tempai.
I mean, as Riley, you kind of have to fight now. You can't afford for Riley to sumo this and you take a 4th, right?
Yeah.
Even if it doesn't have the value, I don't think you can take that risk. You might have to just fight.
Yeah, because you'd expect if the reach is happening, it's with enough value to catch up.
Yeah, right.
At least this nine
Is it?
pin
Is
doesn't
it?
look bad. It's Kave
Right.
now,
Hmm. I agree. Oh, the Anko of Tumon over there makes things harder.
and pair fives. All the fives are gone. There's
All the
only
twos are gone.
yeah, they're all held. So Harrison really needs to find Tempai before the Tumon leaves
Hmm.
Jonathan's hand.
Yeah.
If it leaves that hand at all. Like there's only 2 3 mons out, so not even Kabe yet.
You have to cheat that. You have to cheat and not. Oh no, I think you still take a win because it puts you above 30K.
Yeah, that is totally acceptable. It's just someone has to drop it.
Yeah, and I don't. But oh, you just want to hope that dealer can get Tempai.
Harrison has Hote. You're just praying you don't
Uh-oh.
draw a useful tile. Ah!
Oh, of course.
Don't.
Of course. Oh no.
That will be enough value to overtake. So it will be Riley
Yeah.
stealing away third place and Harrison losing 21 points. Jonathan, the victor, in this one, plus 21.3, and Kevin takes a positive 6.9 second place.
Right.
So with that said and done, we've got Kevin moving up back up in the standings a little bit. Will retake third place. Riley drops down a little bit. Jonathan climbs towards that one group of 130 players. And let's see, Harrison loses 20 points. I think net positive for these first two games, but
Yeah,
still,
a couple points, but you
what a
can't really
tragic way
afford a
to.
minus at that point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
things are going to be very exciting for the remainder of this A2 series as more games get scheduled and played. At the top and the bottom, it's really tight. So it'll also be interesting to see how the players in the middle of the division handle their games. And we have news. A2 is not done for the evening. They're still playing. So it'll be a couple minutes before they start up again. We'll take that opportunity to pause, and at least I'll be back for game number 3 from this series. I cannot wait to see what happens. See you in a few. All right, game number 3 is underway. Harrison, our current dealer, opening things up in game number 3. Riley on the right, Kevin across the table, Jonathan, the fourth player. And thanks to Garrett for stepping in with and assisting with the commentary. Had to step out after a couple of games. We may or may not have another one soon. But in the meantime, Riley gives the Haku straight away to Harrison, who's aiming to just repeat as dealer, pick up another early lead. The very interesting hand. Ooh, Khan! Well, that's very interesting. F reveals the 9, so to be Dora, and the 7 could be either pair. Is that a Philip? We've got a chance at Honitsu across the way, and Kevin's moving straight forward towards it. Honitsu with Yakuhai, and Dora is definitely a possibility. Harrison really hoping to draw a 9 so and get a little bit of extra value out of this hand. I mean, just taking the Yakuhai only is totally fine, but every little bit counts. Riley has great 8-pin pickup. Puts the hand into Ishan 10, although it might end up waiting on the 4, so which is not live at all. It's only one tile on the wall. Oh, there's the 3-pin for Jonathan. That's Tempai with 2 Dora. Santoku Dora 2 is a Mangan. Doesn't even need to take the Richi. And it's just waiting on the 7-pin. And we'll see what kind of shenanigans Jonathan does here. Didn't want to take the immediate Richi. So will he switch the weight now to the Shabo? Or will he hold the 7-pin? He really likes the 7, and I think I do too, because Kevin can't use it, that's for sure. Kevin does call into Tempai now with a Mangan.
Each.
Ooh, Richi coming out on the right from Riley. Got the upgrade, so off of just the 4, now the 1-4. Richi, Pinfu. And waiting in the same suit as the Honitsu. Harrison also Tempai a 9-mon 6-pin, and it's going to be a battle. Everyone's going to be fighting. There's the 3rd Dora. Tragedy for Jonathan. Now he has to either drop it or Tonki on the 6-pin. And he drops it, says, I believe in the 7. And it does pass safely. No one was waiting Dora Tonki in this instance. This 4-mon, not exactly the safest tile, but it does pass. Harrison still fighting as well. It's Kevin who's actually dropped away, cutting Chun Chun. Just wants to stay out of trouble here. Not willing to cut this Dora. And Chun just passed, so Jonathan doesn't have to worry about this tile. It's completely safe. Okay, sees it. And Forso's going to deal in. Harrison doesn't like it. He hates it, but we'll drop it anyway because he's Tempai his dealer. And that goes to Richi Pinfu Ura. 2 finds the 4-pin to flip 2 Dora and a Mangan for Riley. All right, into East 2.
Hello.
Welcome, Philip. How's it going?
Good. How are you? How are the games?
The games have been very exciting. Glad you could hop in to witness what's going on in A2 right now. It's been very wild, and we've seen some extremely strong play so far. Riley currently has the advantage in game number 3 here. It is a bit of a weak high pie with all of these Kanchan shapes, but if you fill those, looking at a strong dealer Richi, on the right, Kevin calls the east towards a fast hand, which seems to be his play pattern all throughout this series, just trying to end the games without losing too many points and confirming a promotion. Across the way, Jonathan has a decent chase for maybe a Richi Pinfu Ipego, or maybe you can use the door as well. And what do you think Harrison's going to make out of this? Is it Shito? Is it Honitsu?
And, renowned Chi Toy hater. I wouldn't be surprised if this ends up becoming Toy Toy.
Aha.
But I think Honitsu probably is the most likely out, especially if he ends up pairing up one of especially the Chun, hoping to get 3 Han out of it.
Yeah, but it's gonna be a super fast tempi with a great wait for Kevin. East only waiting
Ooh.
6-9 pin, 4 alive in the wall.
Yeah, and this obviously makes sense for Kevin's position overall. Just wants to get through these games as quickly as possible and really lock in that standing. So this is Tempai for dealer. Can just take the Ricci +1 from the Dora, but it is bad
Wow.
weight. Ends up tossing Dora, trying to set a Suji trap,
I think you can
or
justify slamming the Ricci on the 4 there, but Dama's...
Dama is a little interesting. I think especially if you're concerned about the bad weight, you would probably prefer the bad weight that has more value
Each.
up front. And now takes the Karagiri Ricci, swapping out the 5 pin in hand for the one he just drew. He's now going to be waiting on the 2 Mon, 2 left in the wall. And Harrison's hand, just going to start with the West pair.
Each.
Oh, we're gonna see a chase.
Ooh,
4-7
not what you
Mon.
want to see from Harrison's position.
Yeah, at this point, Harrison's probably just out. Riley. Oh,
Sumo.
finds the 2 Mon.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh,
so interesting decision-making process there. I think what happened was Riley wanted to take the Ricci, but didn't want the 4-Mon weight, and didn't want to didn't want to have the door get pulled after dropping it, so waited, It also avoids the Ricci Suji tile, and then
Pump.
just waited until Katagiri.
mm. Interesting line of play. Not something I would usually, probably not something I see myself doing at all, but
Yeah, I think
interesting that it worked out.
if there's concern about the Ricci Suji tile, I think it's actually okay if it's the Dora. Like, why would you
Mhm.
drop the Dora to set up a Suji trap when you could just use the
Exactly.
Dora in your hand?
Yeah. It's part of the reason why in ladder play, red 5 Suji traps are very strong.
Yeah.
But starting with this hand, really strong for Riley yet again. Can call for a double east, Dora 2 for an easy Mangan. Could even stack Honitsu with the right draws.
Chi.
Ooh, even just Atosuke here.
Yep, like this a lot actually. You have so much value
Each.
as long as you get your calls. But across the way, Jonathan is going to find the Ricci on 1 4 pin. And Harrison's hand just immediately lit up 3 of those 4 pin being held, but 3 1 pins still left in the wall.
I think if Harrison draws into Sananko Tenpai, he might just chase. Or at least hold the Dama. Oh, and here it is. He'll hold the Dama, I think.
Okay.
Waiting for the Genbu 6 pin. With Suanko upgrades.
Yeah, I like this a lot, especially with being in the demotion zone, really needing points on the 3rd round, or on the third game of the set. So as soon as you get that Swanko upgrade though, you gotta slam that Ricci. Make sure you can get a good value out of a Ron if it comes. Here's a double East call. Does Riley take it? Passes. Just wants to fold out this hand.
Yeah, even with his value, says that he's out. Okay, upgrading weight, potentially.
Here, you may want to take that Ricci just for the Sananko, but Ricci Sananko, 6 9 pin weight.
Oh, here's the Suanko.
Oh,
Which
here
weight?
it is.
Which weight does he choose? It's a Tonki.
If it's Tonki.
Oh,
Oh,
guaranteed
just takes the
Suanko.
Tonki. Okay. Nope, completely dead though, unfortunately.
But if enough of these 6s come out, Riley might think it's safe.
Alright. That's 3 6s. The 7 pin is 1 chance now. 1 Mon is Genbutsu.
Oh,
Or
but the
Don't.
one pin
oh
comes
no.
out first.
Ah,
And now you have to ask the question, should we have recheat on that 3-sided weight and one on the 6 pin? It would have
yeah,
been
I think
Ricci, Tanyo,
Riichi,
Sananko,
Tanya,
Ipatsu.
Sananko. Riichi, Patsu, Tanya, Sananko. So at least a Mangan. You flip one arrow, you get Hanuman. Really tough, I
Yeah,
think.
it's
But
but like that versus confirmed Suwako.
mhm.
And I don't know.
The 7-pin Tonki honestly wasn't that bad when you considered the 6-pin.
Yeah, the third two
Yeah.
sixes were out. The third one came out very soon, and Raleigh just held the winners.
Yeah. It really feels bad, but I think that was genuinely a little bit unlucky.
Yeah, we'll just run it back. All those pairs. Suwako shut it again.
Oh?
All right.
Okay, let's run it back.
One mon held. 4 mon, one in the wall. 7 so, one in the wall. It's technically live.
Okay. We can also just back into Sanonko. Feels good. Mm. Ooh, Jonathan's also cooking up an interesting hand. Can be closed Honitsu, all Mon tiles. Could even be closed Chinitsu.
Yeah, and as Harrison, you are not happy to see Jonathan holding all these mon tiles because you need 2 of those.
Yeah, yeah, 2 4 Mon, and then
Wait, 2 for
1 1
mon. That
Mon.
means the Suwako is not
The,
happening unless he pulls in a different pair.
yeah, has to draw the last 7 so for Tenpai, looks like. Would need to draw the last 7 so, and then hope that Jonathan drops the 1 Mon.
Yeah,
So
and then
can't even get Suanko.
yeah, it's just Sonic Toy Toy at that point, which not bad.
Not bad, for sure. Still a really nice hand.
What do you, if you're
Um,
Harrison? What's the East? I was gonna say, if you draw 6 pin, do you take that Tempai or do you drop one of the Mon pairs? Okay, we'll just play for Toy Toy.
Alright, good enough.
Sumo is still Sanako, but of course we can see that Sumo will not happen with this hand.
Right.
Boom.
Oh, the pawn drops Dora. Is going for the Chinitsu.
I don't really foresee a world where Jonathan drops the 1 Mon because all the 2 Mon have been cut.
Right. Ooh.
Boom.
Oh, right. Tempo for Riley. Waiting on
Pay,
Weapon
essentially.
Pay. Yeah.
Once held, and Kevin really has no incentive to drop this against the Honitsu, so
Yeah.
looks like we're
Oh,
going to
there's
do
Tempai.
Kang.
Oh. Oh.
That puts value in Harrison's hand, but it just won't win.
Sad. Oh, does this pay come out before the 5 Mon?
I think
Or
any so
anything
tile is
else?
better, or pin tile.
Hmm.
Or just the 5, which just
Whoa.
came out. It just came out from
Oh, it
Harrison,
just came
so.
out, yeah.
It will be 1,000 player, 1,000 points all, Kevin paying out, and passing the dealership forward. That's 2, back-to-back large Onko-based hands for Harrison that did not pay out.
Yeah, super, super unfortunate. Just having all his tiles held at the end of the day. But such is Mahjong.
And Jonathan now 30,000 points, just barely over the starting mark, working with a very, very challenging high pie.
Yeah, you look at this hand and you're really wondering maybe your best shot is a very far away 1-2-3 Sanshoku. Or maybe even really going all out and finding Chanta from this or Jin-chan.
I mean, is it too early to think about Chitoi? We just drew a third pair, so now we could even seriously consider it, right?
Yeah, 3 pairs is a definite Chitoi. Wink wink.
It's going to be a struggle. On the right, Harrison with a much more normal looking hand, but hard to find a tremendous amount of value unless you can find more Onkos.
Okay, Suanko,
We
part 3.
we're doing it again. Let's go. Riley is technically Ishanten with 2 Kanchan shapes to fill. On the left, Kevin is looking at a 789 Sanchoku potentially.
Mm,
It is also just Ishanten. Oh, that's not Ishanten. Dian Shanten.
Alright. His dealer hand has improved dramatically. Now has a chance to call for double east. And may even be able to call into Honitsu with enough shifting and good draws.
Yeah, from
Here's
where it
his-
started to where it is now, definitely feels better, but we're so late into the hand.
And then, right?
That was
Oh, well, now it's Chitoy.
oh, it was Chitoy along. Okay, that was an
It was
interesting choice
Chitoy
for
along.
Kevin. Ended up cutting the 9, so
Mm,
giving up the 369 Tonki potential, and maybe angling towards Tanyao instead. But you can
right,
also do the same thing cutting the 9 pin. You just lose the 8 pins of draw.
right. I don't think it's wrong, but mm, I do think it's okay to cut 9-7 and then maybe also potentially hedge like Itsu draws with really good luck. But
Yeah, yeah. So here, I think if this was the plan, then Ricci was. Oh wow, Chitoy
Gong.
wins. I did not even realize Jonathan got Tempai until I saw the one so flicker in Riley's hand.
the 3 pairs is Chitoy confirmed, wink wink.
Yeah, I mean, it really just felt like it was so far from being anything standard that Chitoy might actually be the best play.
Yeah,
And now this is
really
a
one of the hands.
much better looking hand.
Yeah, much more defined blocks, but not really callable, so gonna have to stay closed majority of the time. On the right side, Harrison is also dealing with fairly standard shapes. Can look for Ricci, Dora, maybe Pinku with the right draws. Crossed away, Riley's looking at calling Haku, maybe shifting to Honitsu and Bamboo, but would really love to make use of the Dora. And then on the left side, Kevin's dealing with pretty standard shapes, maybe something Tanyo, and look to make use of the Dora.
Oh, it's Jonathan's turn to draw pairs and onkos.
Oh no, Solanko Part 4.
This game has been very Suanko, and it's testing Kevin. Do you believe in Chitoy?
Mm,
No. Let's play it as a normal hand.
yeah.
Actually, you don't really lose anything by cutting that 5, so...
I mean, if anything, you're just setting up a Suji trap for your 2-mon, right? On your Chitoy?
Right, right. Okay, it's turned into a normal hand now. It's even cutting the 1-mon pair to go for Tanyao.
Right. I think that's fairly standard. You have a lot of pairs, you do want to sort of trim those down if you're going for a normal Tanyo hand.
Super wide Ishanten for Jonathan.
Looking good.
Boom.
Does prefer the 3-sided weight from 6667, but after the 8-mon call, that's a little bit worse.
It seems so good in the moment, and then half of your tiles disappears like that.
Gone in an instant. Thanos snapped from existence.
It's okay. We Chankanaziaku.
Harrison also made really good progress, now sitting on Yishan 10 for Ricci Pinfu, Dora, potentially 3-sided weight.
Oh, there's the 3-pin punish for Jonathan.
Mm,
Boom.
Thrown into 7, so, or is it going to be 5? Chooses the 5.
it is
Eat.
5 so. And here's the Tempai, Ricci, waiting on 5-8 so.
Kevin regretting
Uh,
not taking the 7 now.
Yeah. Yeah. It kind of feels bad that this Ricci, you already see 4 tiles on the board. But it's still better than your 6-mon 7 so Champon. That was the alternative.
Yeah, definitely.
Sumo.
Nice, that's sumo.
Just sumo.
Oh, there's the last
1,000
8.
all.
No John Con today, but Jonathan will take the win and retain the dealership. And we're still in the East round, so this East pair up is quite strong.
Yeah, really nice. Double East, and can also make use of the Dora 1-1. So this hand looking pretty good. Harrison, looking at more Tanya shapes. And then across the way, an Anko of Dahatsu. And can really just look to hopefully complete that hand close, get some good value out of it. On the left, miscellaneous tiles.
A head 8 and a pair for Kokshi. So
Mm,
definitely a bit of a rough one for Kevin. But 2 Dora,
yeah,
so
yeah,
a hand
impair
you want to
Vidora.
win.
Ooh, this Dreamon. Maybe you slowly shift your way to Chanta or Junchang.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking here.
Kind of went that way with the Forso drop to begin the hand, but may have just been hedging Kokushi at that point. The Senzo draw helps, and I
1
think we're going towards that direction, but Dealer finds Tenpai, Richidora waiting on the 7 so. There's 2 left in the wall.
Yeah, unsurprisingly, Dealer gets there first. Though it was interesting to see Jonathan just slam the Ricci here instead of waiting for an East to come out.
Right. And these sort of preemptive Richis from Dealer, usually pretty good, especially when you have +1. Even though it's a bad weight, you could argue that it's better to wait for your East call, and then you get 3 Han guaranteed, and you can go down to a flexible Tonki tile and then draw around. But I think this is also quite good. Really slow down the other hands at the table as they
Right,
try
yeah.
to move around your hand.
I have no complaints about an early Dealer Ricci. Ooh, Sudi Trap set up.
Nice, nice.
With the early 9 cut, players might be more inclined to trust the Suji.
Right, because early 9 so cut, you feel like it's either just a random flutter or the shape it was being removed from just can't really use it. So maybe 6, 7, 9 so.
It feels better if it was a 5 Suji waiting on the 8 than a 4 on the 7. In this case, the 9 means a little bit less, but
Right.
still,
Harrison is also slowly moving. Is in Yishangten actually.
the big problem for
But
Harrison is this Dora.
yeah, it's a little sad actually because can pair up the Dora, but then would be taking a Furry 10 3-sided.
1
Fills in the So shape first,
Oh, slams it.
and is, yeah, just gonna go for the 3-6 pin weight.
Could have also discarded 3-pin waiting on Dora Tonki. The 3 Mon being the Regi tile could have come from a 3-1-1 shape, waiting Shabo on Dora and something else. But Harrison says, you know what, Suji's good enough for me. I will play some Dora out and hope that my wider weight wins.
Right. It can sort of go in both directions. You could also argue Harrison needs the points, should take the Dorotonki just for value.
Oh, draws one of the last 7s.
4
And actually, the 7th so was more alive in the wall than Harrison's 3-6 pin. Oh, the
is...
Uda kill as well.
Oh!
It was the last 7 so as the 4th one is the Uda indicator. That was Hote as well.
Yikes.
Harrison's had a couple of tragic Hote deal-ins. The last game ended with Harrison dealing to Hote to fall from 3rd to 4th. But he had to maintain his tempi in that situation, so... Actually, did he have to? Can't remember if the gap was large enough where he had to maintain the tempi there, but...
Yeah, can't... feels bad tuning in just to watch people get screwed by the wall. But what
Yeah,
can you do?
it's Mahjong. And
It's Mahjong.
in this case, it puts Jonathan up to 50,000 points and in first place, which is very important in the overall standings because Jonathan was kind of on the border of the Pro Bowl zone, sitting around 100
1
for the last game. Wow, slams the early reach again. Richie Nobi waiting on the 3 mon.
Oh. Surely this hand doesn't flip her a 3 when it wins, right?
No, absolutely not.
Absolutely not. 2 3-mons left into wall. And it's now Suji trapped thanks to that 6-mon drop. But
Kang.
here's the con.
Oh, caught into Fordora.
Okay, it's comeback time. It's comeback season. Let's go.
Harrison knows what he needs. 4-mon draw. Okay, we're getting there.
Alright, let's make it happen. There's 1 to 3-mon. 1 left in the wall now.
See,
That's
Yakuhai,
Tenpai.
Honitsu, Dora, 6. Make it happen.
Right.
Make it happen.
It's a 3-6 pin for Kevin. Staying Dama with his Pinfu,
Sumo.
even though the 3 pin is Genbutsu, and just sumos it. And once again, Harrison screwed by the wall.
Yeah, he's kind of doing everything that he needs to do, desperately hoping to come back in the series, but has fallen short, just barely. The Suwanko that missed, flipping Fordora with the con out of desperation, only to get the hand ended
Boom.
by a Pinfu no Mitsumo. And now it relies on a dealer run.
Yeah. And that Pinfu in the last hand. The
Kang.
3 pin, even though it's Genbutsu, feels like a pretty normal chase.
Mhm.
But Kevin probably playing the safest game possible by taking the Dama.
Yeah, it seems
Wants
to
to
be
minimize loss.
the way Kevin's been playing all game long. If you have the opportunity to just end the hand, he's been playing that way.
Chi.
Alright. Well, Harrison is dealer now. Look, gunning for a repeat. Decides to drop away from the 5-6 pin. Wants a little more value and holds onto the Hakudora. Not entirely sure I agree with this play. I
Yeah.
do agree you need value, but I think the value of a repeat is also quite good.
I think if you are hedging the value, you can do so by cutting the 4-mon, and if you can, if you need to call in the Tenpai, you can do so at some later point.
Right. Cuts to 4-mon now.
But this just makes your calls into Tenpai a little bit harder.
Chi.
There's your Tenpai. Do you take it, or are we going to continue to play for Doratanki at this point? Yep, that's what we're going to do. Hoping to call 3-mon and just wait for the Haku Doratanki.
Yeah, and this is where like you'd rather have the 4-mon for a diamond, right?
Right. Because you can just draw the Haku and then end up on 2-5.
What's happening on the left? Is it Suanko Part 5?
Suanko Part 5, Chinitsu Part 2. I don't know. It's an everything hand and just a lot of scary value building up.
It's just gonna end up being a Chitoy, isn't it?
It's either going to be a Chitoy or just like the saddest sumo Ipeko you've ever seen.
Oh, we have Dianpeko. Well, we got it. Just draw the
Oh,
last
true.
6 pin.
Okay, there's a 3.
Boom.
Much Chinitsu trainer.
No.
Oh, okay. It's
That's
time.
pretty good. That's Shantan.
Alright, Harrison now dropping away from the 3-mon pair, determined to make Haku the pair.
Oh, it's
There's a
Tenpai.
4 pin. Just going to keep feeding the Chinitsu.
Chi.
2, 3, 4. Yep, waiting on 6 pin, the last 6 pin. Surprisingly, still in the wall.
Wait, you want to drop another 4?
Surely,
Okay.
with the way they've been playing, yeah.
All right, this is what Harrison's been waiting for all along. This is gonna be Honitsu.
Okay, here we go.
We just need to get a 6-so or 3-so before we get Fury 10.
The mega high roll. Gonna hold on to this 4 pin for now. Try and delay a deal into the Chinitsu for as long as possible. 9 pin gets pushed, but it was pushed earlier. Oh, here it is!
It's Fury 10, but we can still sumo. There's still 6-so in the wall.
Chi.
Let's go, let's go. Okay.
You just gotta jam this too, as bad as it is. Oh, but the chi moves the 6-0 away from the sumo. Riley draws it instead.
Oh no. Are there any more 3-stone?
There's no more draws. And Riley's holding all of the winners too.
Please don't deal into this Chinitsu.
deals
No!
And that all but confirms that Jonathan's going to get a first place in this game, and it almost all but confirms that Harrison's going to get a fourth, too. Oh, I wanted to see that wild ride that Harrison took us on come to a winning hand. But it falls to Riley dropping that one pin. Riley had been collecting all of these So tiles because he couldn't drop them into Harrison's hand. And had all of these honors as well. None of them were safe, so he said, I'll just drop a pin tile instead. Terminal pin, how bad could it be? Ended up dealing into a Chinitsu. Riley's still in second place, though, and over 30k. And for Riley, this is very important that he finished with a positive score because this is also very close to that demotion zone.
Right. For that hand, maybe you could have chanced one of the honors instead. I don't know how many cut were already on the board, but it'd be interesting to see what the determination between the honors and the one pin was.
Right.
Home.
Okay, we're going to see Kevin opening up for another cheap hand. Hatsudora. Riley Ishanten as the dealer, also with the callable East.
Drops the Amon for the Ryankan shape, waiting on 5 mon is 7 mon.
Given the number of Sanonko chances that we've seen in this game, I actually almost prefer cutting the 4 there and keeping the Sanonko alive.
Yeah, I was just saying this could have been Suanko Part 5, you know?
Jonathan, very classic looking hand. Ishanten with a Diankan and a Diamond to fill. And Harrison is going all out for Honitsu in the Dora suit.
Alright, here's Tenpai. It could have been Sanonko Tenpai again.
Each.
But alas, we'll be taking the Richinomi for the 7 mon. Do have plenty of Fu in this hand, so you're not too sad if you win this.
Yeah, and of course, Ricci always can become the beneficiary of some Uda.
Chi.
Harrison does
continues.
not care about this Ricci at all. 6-0 at least was relatively safe with the 9-0 coming out was Nakasuchi. So, like, as long as you'll give me tiles, Jonathan, I will keep calling them.
Yeah, and at this position, you're forced to continue pushing, I feel.
Speaking of which, Kevin makes a call into Tenpai and then declines Tenpai.
This is interesting. Kevin actually
would've
going
won.
for the greedier play. So
I'm a little confused because, I mean, if you're not willing to push the Haku, which is understandable, I feel like you can just not call the 4-0 and fold out.
So originally thought this was going to be a push for Toy, rooting with Dorotonki potentially. Now it looks like it'll just be top nothing. Just doesn't want to push Haku.
Yeah.
Looks like.
I mean, if Riley draws a Dora, it will come out. It will get called, presumably. Another Toy, Toy Dora to Yakuhai Tenpai, but not willing to shove this Haku.
Yeah, just thinks the Haku looks too bad against the hands on the table, and really doesn't want to deal into either Harrison or Riley here.
Con.
Here's a con chance, takes it.
Oh, and Haku draw. Okay, got Tenpai finally. And no, tell me Harrison does not draw into Tenpai with one draw remaining for
There's
Hote.
no way. No, okay. Setting up a prayer. Please don't let this deal-in happen, please.
No 5 mon, no 8. Okay, 6 pin. That's
Okay.
safe. That's safe. Whew.
Good enough. Phew. Harrison looks at the hands get flipped down and... I mean, he's probably screaming at the monitor right now because kind of feels like you can't do much when all your opponents are reaching before you get a chance to build your hands, but...
Yeah, Riley did end up missing out on that Saranko Tsumo.
Yeah. But can at least take solace in the fact you didn't deal into a Toy Toy that rejected Tenpai 5 times.
Yeah, what was that? That would have been Yakuhai, Yakuhai, Toy Toy Door 2 for Hane.
Yeah.
Oh, Hote as well, for good measure.
Mm.
So at least that was avoided.
Boom.
And now Riley will call Hatsu, aim
Let's just
for
go
Sanchoku.
two. Yeah, Hatsu 234. I think that's fairly reasonable. But I think just trying to get the Ricci stick back with the fastest hand is most likely. Could even just, I mean, with enough of the right draws, another
Boom.
character Honitsu.
Oh wow. We are moving in that direction now.
How do you feel about that 2-mon pawn?
I think it's fine. It definitely
It's not my
weakens
favorite.
it weakens the chi options, right? Because you had some really good chi routes to Tenpai.
Each.
If it was a three pawn, I would feel better about it.
Right.
But also, you're just Ishanten here.
Yeah. I mean, it does advance the hand at least, but not. I think personally, I probably would have skipped it. Probably hoped for the option to chi.
Yeah, and here we have to contend with a Jonathan Ricci.
1 Forso.
Ricci?
Ricci Dora.
Yeah.
Just okay. Well, Dora was Genbutsu, so not that crazy of a push. And 8 so's 1 chance. Feels good.
Yeah, Kevin Ishanten, actually.
Chi Toy. Oh,
Wrong.
there was the Forso. Bet on the half Suji. Ends up getting punished by the Ura. So now following the third.
And this game might be moving Jonathan into close to guaranteed promotion territory.
Yeah, at this point it's plus 31 with plus 20 UMA, plus 51 points. That moves that makes Jonathan just a leapfrog over Kevin if standing stayed the same.
Yeah, would jump right into third place with 170. Be again one more game for the series, so Kevin would have the option, the opportunity to jump back over.
Yeah, I mean, name of the game for Kevin. Try not to lose too many points. If Kevin can maintain around 130 at the end of the series, then promotion is fairly strong. Promotion chances are fairly strong. But would really like to get back over 30k here. And kind of has a hand to do it with. Shapes aren't super strong, but you can, with enough luck, fill them in. To the right, Chitoy, Yishanten. Crossed away, Chitoy, Yishanten. And to our left, just the normal hands. Yeah,
Callable,
can also
non.
call, yeah, call the south.
It has been cut once already, though.
Right, wasn't paying enough attention. Maybe it came out before the nuns were paired up. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, if you kept the 7-8 pin, you would have been Chitoy Shanten.
I see. Now Kevin actually now with Itsu draws.
Really nice, actually. Draw one of the 2 3-sos, or draw 9-so. Cooking with gas.
Itsu Dora's dealer doesn't even need to be recheated.
Yeah. 3-so the ideal draw.
You draw this instead. You could still go like 1-mon, or throw the 9s back. But here he's playing for the widest possible shapes and potentially very strong Etotsu. Oh, there's Tenpai.
Bye.
Harrison might not take it. He might greed Suanko.
Each.
I think that's fair, but does end up reaching with on the hell weight.
Now with the Suji trap, who would wait on the Hellweight 3-mon?
Well, dealer's gonna
Eat.
chase this. Yep. And Totsu, 1 mon, 6 mon, 9 mon.
So 6 mon has 1 left, 9 has 1, and the 1 mon is 2 in the wall. So 4 versus 1. What would win?
Well, we know in Armel, the answer is obviously lower number, better.
Yes, yes, of course.
Looks like
Sumo.
this fight is enough to get the other two to fold, but 6 mon ends up being drawn. Richi, Sumo, Dora, Noura. So 2000 all. Kevin now finds his way back over 30k.
35 now. And just drag Jonathan down a little bit as well. Also removes the Uma bonus temporarily. So that was a
Chi.
very important win for Kevin.
Early 9 Sochi from Harrison. Perhaps looking to force Junchan Dora?
Chinitsu.
Nope, looks like Chinitsu. Yeah,
Chinitsu Dora is a Hanemon.
I dig it. I dig it.
Revisit that hand when it has drawn all the Sosu it needs.
On the right hand side, looking like another chance for Itsu, or maybe just a normal Pinfu hand making use of the Dora. Then on our left, fairly normal shapes. Richi Pinfu, maybe get a 3-sided weight to end it. There's already Ishan 10. The dealer moves into Ishan 10. Can call the east for the fast hand, but your Ishan 10 here is super wide, so you could just stay closed. Here's a decision point. Does stay closed. I think skipping the first east, and then might call the second one when it comes out if they still haven't found Tenpai.
Yeah, I think Kevin's feeling really optimistic about this 258, given that he knows Harrison can't use them.
Right.
Harrison making the most amusing shapes in the discards. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 8, 5. You're supposed to drop the 9 there. Do you slam Marichi? I mean, Riley knows that Senmon's not very alive and says, you know what? I think I'll wait for something better.
Yeah, very reasonable. Richinomi on the 7 mon, pretty bad weight.
Oh, Tsumo! Jonathan had been Damating for a couple turns on the Itsu and finds the Tsumo from Mangan, which is really big because that means that he can knock Kevin back below 30,000 and get the full Uma bonus.
Wow. The wall plays favorites, but good Dama. The 5-so Conchon wave was pretty bad. If you reach it, then there's you were likely just going to go to Ryukoku and not get anything out of the hand, so...
Yeah, I mean, the argument to Ricci there is that you have 2 drawing pools. That Harrison does not care about your hand at this stage in the game, so if he drew it, he would shove it. Oh, wow.
Wow.
Fourth turn Ricci
Hey!
again.
Long.
Oh my.
And gets the Patsu as well with the Ura for 12,000. And Jonathan up to 79,000 points.
Wow. I'm sick to my stomach, to be honest.
It's looking very good for Jonathan now.
Yeah, just get some monster game now. This Hypai not quite as good as the last one.
Yeah, there's only so many turn 2, turn 3, turn 4 Richi's that you get a game before you start to get some monster wins. And hitting Uda on all of these too. Pretty amazing. Yeah. Jonathan, another great looking Hypai.
Initially didn't look that good, but looking a lot better now after a few draws. Can even may just shift for drop the north pair here, shift for possible Tanyao.
Riley's got an interesting hand across the way, looking like Pin Honitsu. Harrison, of course, on the right, going for So Honitsu.
Home.
Feels really bad, but last Haku. You kind of need to call it.
Yeah, if you don't call that, you're going for what, Chitoi, or just using it as the pair.
リーチ
Oh my. Okay. Tenpai for dealer. And Harrison draws the 9 so immediately, which would have dealt in. Luckily can kind of use it in his hand, so it doesn't deal in.
I think Harrison might be. No, it's not
Home.
Suiso. It's Suiso.
It's Suiso. Well, it's not dead. Actually, it is dead. You don't. Souths were already twice dropped, and then Norths were twice, West was twice.
It's a race to see who will deal in, Harrison or Riley. Both of them have targets for their hand that don't involve the 6-9, so.
That 6 is looking really loose. If Riley gets Tenpai, I can definitely see it coming out.
This does actually give the right shape for Riley. Riley wants to pull in here.
ロン
Ooh. Doesn't want to push the door, ends up dropping the 6 so. Ichipin Futanyo.
And there's
And
Uda
another
again.
Ura. Wow.
Jonathan cannot miss.
Holy.
And
Ura's
look at this!
cooking.
It's got 2
Nice.
Doors 2 away from Tenpai again.
Oh my. Oh.
Where is this when you need it, huh?
Oh my lord.
Ishanten.
Wow.
Might have to
This
drop a
is-
door for Tenpai, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, might have to drop a Dora for Tenpai. Ooh, what a shame. What a shame.
Oh, no,
Oh.
no, don't. It doesn't have to. Just draw the 5-pin. Now, does it go for Tanya or yeah, it goes for the Peach. Okay.
Just yeah, drop your 8 so.
I was expecting that draw to be Tenpai because why not?
Yeah. This is just crazy.
I should have kept the Tanya play, cut 7-8.
Uh,
It wasn't reading the wall properly.
the wall was testing, seeing if he was awake at the wheel.
Is this signaling the end? Is this the end of the good fortune? Jonathan's finally lost the thread.
Yeah, had a chance to cut Forza there, keep the east as a safer tile.
I think Jonathan was happy to pull in the 5 or the 3 and have drop the 7-8 instead.
Right,
Better
get
Tanya
your Tanya.
chances. You pick. Okay,
Eat.
just step 5.
Yeah,
Okay,
here it is.
4-7.
Ricci.
He pots.
ロン
Uda?
Okay. Ricci pots. Dora 2.
Yes, of course.
Oh, yep. Nice, nice. Alright.
Jonathan cannot miss Uda today, so over 100,000 points.
Nice, nice. You know what? This high pie, great. It'll surely win. I'm doing my best to try and curse this high pie. The caster's curse.
Jonathan flickering.
Oh, and okay.
The wall saying, or the game, Tenho saying, you've had too much fortune. The only way to stop you is to force you out of the lobby.
Tenho, really? Alright, you're cut off. No more points for you tonight. But, man, what a game. It's going to call, looking to call the south, potentially. And then draws the backup pair now with the Formon. Gonna lock it in.
Yeah, depending on your next draws. Like, if you draw 4 so and then 6 pin, you can even just cut south and play for Tanya. But yeah, clearly the south is the play. And the trouble Jonathan might have is that Harrison's going for a Kokshi, so that south will be held for eternity. And Riley's got a very strong hand across the way. Strong enough. Could be a contender here.
Oh, I mean, this Kokushi is making progress. 3 Shantan.
Kevin, on the other hand, Honitsu on the left.
These hands have been insane the entire game, no?
Yeah, there have been some monsters.
Oh. Here's the 5 zone. Now you have a chance to shift to Tanyo. Does,
Each.
in fact, take it. But there's a Ricci. Gonna play spoiler.
It feels like this game might
Ricci.
finally end.
Ricci, Pinfu, Tanyao. Harrison is going to continue pushing for this Kokoshi. It's now 2 Shanten for it. We're into 4 7 pins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 into wall. 1 of each.
Kokushishan.
Okay. Okay. Everyone in chat, hold. Need your energy.
What do we need?
A little
9-mon?
bit difficult.
9-mon is dead.
Okay.
Alright, we're going for Kokushi Tenpai.
Kokushi Tenpai, just Tenpai a draw. And hope the dealer is also Tenpai.
What is the other Taohatsu? That is in the wall.
Mm. Do you call this?
봄.
I mean, Jonathan might as well, right? He's got nothing to lose.
You got all the points in the world to play with. Harrison could deal this 4-pin now. And
Don't.
does.
And that will
Okay.
finally end the game.
Ichi, Pinfu, Tanyo, Flippanura.
So outside of Harrison tanking, the notable result here was Jonathan winning 95 points and Riley takes a negative 20 in third, which does have the effect of dropping closer to that demotion zone, and they will have one more game to determine what's going to happen. What a run of high for Jonathan though.
What a set of games. You're really solidly in that third spot now. Going to need to really throw it in the last game if Jonathan would tank out of the promotions. So
Against their
last
better
game,
yeah, against their better judgment, they are playing that last game. But we have other games also going on at the same time. And there was one in C1 that I really wanted to catch. I hope they're still playing. Of course, we'll keep an eye on that last one.
Let's see.
Trying to look back at the results to see if this table with Remy, Adam, Ross, and Eric if this is their first or second game.
Looks like it is. This is our first of the day.
Oh, perfect. So we'll probably catch the end of this one and then get one more.
I'm gonna be real. I think I just witnessed a huge war crime take place.
Yeah, that definitely was a struggle for everyone at the table not named Jonathan.
Each.
But hopping into the C1 match, we're looking at the perspective of Ross as our dealer. To our right, we have.
Let's see, is that GG? Easy. That would be Eric C.
Eric C. Okay.
Across the table, Remy.
Remy,
And
and
on the left, Adam.
Adam. All right.
Yeah,
GG Easy, gotta be one of the top names all time on Tenho.
update complete. Of course, it
Alright.
was Eric taking the Ricci Tanyao with Haku as Dora. Ooh, those are being held currently. Oh, but not this one. And that will encourage Remy to just fight here. Takes the...
Alright. Haku. Dora 3.
Haku, Hatsu,
Hatsu.
Dora 3, Toy.
Toy.
Could just find one more Yaku for a Baimon.
Can we con? There's still a 9 so, right? So you can con.
Oh!
Don't.
He will draw the deal in 8, and that'll be a Hanuman.
Alright.
12,000 points
Going-
exchanging hands, and that will swap places dramatically going into all last. Eric falls to third. Remy jumps to first. It'll be Eric's dealership in South 4.
Mm. This hand looking fairly standard. Ricci Pinfu. To the right, Remy. A lot of Kanchong shapes, but can work this into Pinfu. Maybe find Itsu. In the Mon tiles, across the way, Adam. Looking at Pinfu shapes as well. Maybe finds 3, 4, 5 for some additional value. And to our left, Ross. Shapes could use a bit of help. Maybe 1, 2, 3 Santriku is your best value there. Surprisingly, don't see any Dora except for the one in dealer's hand. So dealer may just try to pair that up, get some additional value out of that. Overall, bit of slow progress.
Yeah, the most completed shapes in Toyman's hand, but 2, 4,
Dealer
so
finds-
really awkward Conchon and hasn't drawn a connector. Okay, there's the connector we're looking for.
Yeah. Nice 5, 6 pin beyond it now.
Uh-oh.
Um,
That's a lot of Tsumogi there. Do we have a disconnect?
yeah, I'm
Each.
wondering.
Oh, that would be bad news because dealer just found Tempai. Slams a Ricci waiting east and 9mon.
I'm a little confused. I'm hoping they don't disconnect and deal into this.
Yeah, it
Likelihood is a bit low. One left of each tile.
Mhm.
But you really hate to see one of your opponents disconnect and deal
Sumo.
Okay, Tsumo instead.
Ichi,
That's-
Sumo, Dora 2.
That's the 12,000
And,
points right back.
Well, you can deal into as many Hanimon as you want as long as you win them all back, right?
Yeah, it's still down by 900 points, but the game's not ending yet.
And starts with a pair of Dora in this hand. Really nice. We'll probably just need to play regular efficiency. Not many calling options. To the right. You can't really call with that, but you're already in the Enchanten. You have good floaters as well. Across the way. Pretty standard hands, but Sumogiri's the 7 pin may still be in a disconnected state. We'll have to check back and see what's going on there. And on our left, a tune pair. You can try to make use of the Dora as well. Maybe do a tune Dora Itsu if you call open. But gonna need some work to fill in your Kanton shapes for sure. Dealer finds a Leon Shanten. Has an extra pair. Really hopes to attach, maybe draw the Eitsu or even draw another Dora. Really try to boost the value of his hand. Sort of stuck here trying to finish it closed. But not a lot of calling options. Could have kept the one so, maybe thought about
Each.
Sancho Budoko. 3 triplets of 1s across all 3 suits. But our right hand side did find Ricci. Now waiting on the 2-mon Tuso Shampon. Tuso already holds 3 in hand. The last one's in dealers. So really just waiting on that 2-mon for the most part. One is being held by Ross to our left. And there's one left in the wall.
Drawing to 1 tile then. But it will be enough to just end the game, even if it is just Ricci no Mi.
And our dealer did manage to find Ishanten. Is now down to the Champon of 1-mon 1 pin. does look like Adam is still unfortunately disconnected.
Ooh, interesting choice here. Tries the one mon. I think it's a little safer than cutting any of these middle mon tiles.
Yeah. 8 mon feels a little bit suspicious because of the 7 mon as a Rigi tile. It's right next to it, so the 7 mon could have come from 677, but the 2 mon does come out, and the Ricci Nomi will win for 1300.
Yeah, Ross just found Ishanten, and unfortunately that would drop him just barely below 30,000. So he'll eat the smallest of thirds. I guess not the smallest of thirds, the smallest of negative thirds, negative 5.1. And it will be Eric taking the second place, positive 12.6. And Remy grabs the first with a positive 25.0. So I haven't really gotten a chance to look too closely at the standings, but with this game in the books, we see Eric in third place overall with that second. And the other three players more towards the middle and bottom of the league. I think we had an update from administration that there will not be any demotions this season from C1. No relegation into a new C2 division. And that means that the down arrows are less important for this group. You just want to be positive because at the end of the season, there are occasionally more promotion spots than are originally expected. And in order to be eligible for a promotion slot, you do have to finish in the positives. So as long as you're in the positives in the C1, the final division, you have a chance. Because a lot of bonus promotion slots trickle down from the upper divisions as players in those divisions go on hiatus.
Yep. And if you're a player in Armel, you can kind of roughly calculate how many promotion slots or extra promotions there may be based on the announcement that Edwin posted a couple, I think yesterday or a couple days ago.
Mhm.
But yeah, generally the bottom leagues do have a lot of extra promotions because of that trickle down effect. No, our own Armel's version of trickle down economics.
I mean, and when you're in the lower divisions, it certainly helps as well because, it is a bit of a climb up to the upper divisions. And if you're only getting, what were we assuming originally? Something like 6 promotions out of 40 players. It doesn't seem like very many, but usually there's a lot more than 6. And it seems that in this season, there might be more than a few bonus spots. So really, you want to position yourself as well as you can. Now, I haven't actually done the math to guesstimate how many extra promotion slots there will be, and we won't ever be able to get it exactly right. But
Yeah,
usually you
it's
can
a little
expect at least a couple.
difficult. Yeah, it's a little difficult to get exact numbers because if there are too many hiatuses, then there's a relatively large chance that the leagues will just be downsized, or Edwin will go around adjusting league sizes to minimize the impact of so many hiatuses going on at once. And,
Right.
but yeah, generally you can expect a few extra promotion slots per league. And yeah, definitely benefits for these lower leagues, especially because given that C1 is such a huge league in comparison to the others, you also have a lot of people who are doing very well but aren't exactly in the promotion zone.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at the standings overall here, you have players in the hundreds all the way down to 10th place, and then Michael's at 92, Carl's at 86 before you get a larger drop off. So, like all the way down to 12th place, we have players who have been having a very strong season, and would love to see as many of these players promoting as possible. Just waiting to see if they're going to start up the next game. It might be some internet troubles for one of the players due to, as we noted, there was a disconnect at the end of the game. So they might be trying to reset that. But if they do play another one, I would love to see it. If not, that might end up being the last game. So we'll just give it a couple more minutes. And let me see if I can.
Yep.
Very interesting session 6 stuff is always exciting because the conditions change for each of the players. A1 just got their divisions posted, so we now know who we're all playing against. And it's really a two-person race for the top of A1 this season. And actually, since we have some time, let's take a quick look.
Yeah. I mean, we call it a two-person race, but you know, anything can happen, right?
It is true. So if we give this a second to update, currently in A1, Max is at the top of the division with plus 192. Followed by Matthew at plus 187. So those two players definitely head and shoulders above the rest of the table,
Right.
the rest of the group.
Third and fourth, Claire and Peter, both somewhat in position to challenge for championship, but need pretty huge session fours and need for Max and Matthew to kind of stand still in order for them to really catch up. Um, but with that positioning, I think the demotions from A1 are also fairly interesting to look at. Because that demotion race every single season is always going to end up being super tight, and that's those strong players, some really strong players in the demotion zone right now. Will be interesting to see how they manage their session 6 in order to climb out or attempt to climb out.
Yeah, and the way that the tables get spread out is somewhat interesting. It's not just the top four playing each other and then the next four playing each other and so on and so forth. You end up getting a different grouping, like 1 and 9 and 16 and 17, something along those lines. 2, 10, 15, 18. And so the tables get spread out with a player at the top of the division, a player in the middle of the division, a player at the bottom of the division. Everyone has their own goal at the table, which makes things really exciting. And the table dynamics in A1 are such that depending on who you're playing against, their play style might be one that suits you well, that you like playing with, or it might be one that is like your direct counter. Unfortunately for me, my table has people who have performed well against me in the past, so it might be a little bit of a struggle. But notably, I will have Steve at my table, who's currently in last place, which means that he will be playing for his win condition, which is get lots and lots and lots of points. And you don't really want to be against the player who's trying to steal all your points. So it'll be quite interesting to see how those games turn out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, session 6 is always really fun. It's also a really nice way of distributing risk sort of equally across everyone in the division. Since every table pretty much has someone in the motion zone, uh, you can't sort of just coast along in your table. You do have to be mindful of the fact that there's someone trying to rack up a lot of points against you. And so you are still incentivized to actually play the game rather than folding every hand and taking minimal losses from that.
Yeah. And just looking at the schedule, it looks like another game has started, but it's not the one I thought it was going to be. However, a B3 table is going on right now if you're interested in catching that. Not now, it starts in 5 minutes.
Mm.
A little bit more
I'm
time
down.
before that one starts. But how is your division going?
How's my division going? Well, I feel like I've been a part of Armel history for too many of the wrong reasons recently, so uh, just casual 2 Yakuman in my game. I dealt into one of them because I'm a bit of a goober, but uh, so I was in good positioning for promotion, and now I'm sort of back in the middle of the pack, trying to claw my way back up. Position round wise, I think I've got a good table against me, and I think I've got a strong set of opponents to play against, so looking forward to it. But I think B2 is a lot of really great players this season, and a lot of really deserving people gonna get promoted next season.
Yeah, I think
Or,
at the start of this season, we said that B2 was going to be the most exciting one to watch. There are so many strong people playing in B2 that the promotion is going to be wild. And I've got it up now. Pio, Blake, Galhan, and Ryan currently sitting atop the division with only 4 promotion slots, although we're hoping that there'll be a couple bonus ones. And yeah, with 4 games to go for everyone, there's going to be a lot of jostling. I remember last season, it came down to the final 2 games of the season to determine who got the last promotion slot. And it was a big comeback by who was it that made it in? The name is escaping me.
yeah, it's
Greg.
also
Greg from B1
Greg.
had just a monstrous final 2 games to jump into to B1 this season.
Yeah, and I think B2, you get a really good mix of strong players, and everyone's just sort of good at playing to their uh, goals, their positions. It's a lot of strong play. It's been a super fun season, honestly. I kid about, dealing into Yakima and being on the wrong side of history, but it's, when there's more volatility in the game, it's also just a lot more content to stream, I guess.
Yeah,
Get to
we
experience a lot more things.
we did stream that game as well as just all the games that night were wild. If anyone missed it, it was what day was that? It's like a week ago. Maybe it was a yeah, it was a Monday night stream a week ago. And everything that could happen happened. I mean, there were 4 Rinchans, 2 of them back to back, one for Baimon, one for Saibonmon, and the back to back ones were for Mangan. There's the 2 Yakumon game. They were just the weirdest, rare Yaku that you almost never see. It was a really fun day to watch.
Yeah.
And Blaine
It-
was on the commentary that day. I think he'll be trying to commentate tomorrow. So maybe tomorrow will be the day to witness all the crazy things.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's like a overlap of, two different sort of arms coming together. Blaine commentary on a Monday night, we're casting again on a Monday night, and we just saw a 110,000 point game.
That's a good point. I wonder if there's just something about Monday night, like the weekend's over, everyone's ready to get back into mahjong action, and they cause crazy wild things to happen.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, hopefully, crazy wild things happen in this last game. In B3, we've got our dealer David, and on the right, GameSoft is Dave. That's not going to be confusing at all. James is playing cross table in the west seat, and Elwin in the north seat on our left.
Yep, yep. All right. Dealer's starting hand, starting with 4 pairs. Chitoy confirmed, as you know.
Of course.
But yeah, can still build towards a more normal looking hand. Maybe with the right draws, you get a Honitsu out of this and incorporate the Dora. To our right, Dave. More standard shapes. Riichi Pinfu. Maybe can attach something to the 9-pin, then hopefully the Dora. But really needs to lock in a pair there. Oh, draws a 9-mon. Nice pair. Pair up. I can now use that 3-3-4 shape to its full potential. Across the way, James has the Haku pair. Can probably just looking to call that and hopefully accept the Dora with the 8-9 pin shape as well. And to our left, Elwin. More shapes, as all hands do. Well, most hands, but not a lot of super inspiring stuff going on. We'll need to just play efficiency and hopefully work this into something a bit more valuable. Can't accept the 7-pin Dora with the 688 shape, but does need a bit more help.
So David drew back-to-back 4 pins. Now has all 4 of the 4
Boom.
pins in his hand.
Chi.
There's no chi toy with 4 of the same tile in your hand, so it just drops the west pair because that's dead. Twice cut.
Fair
Wait.
enough.
Aim for a Ricci, probably. No reason to con just now. That's two completed shapes. If you draw a Dora, though, you might see a con in the future.
Right. Honestly, could have kept the West just to have it as your pair eventually and hope to draw around your other pairs, but I think cutting the West pair is also fine.
In fact, just going to cut away from the North as well. Doesn't really like what's happening around the table, and this hand seems like it's extremely slow.
Doesn't seem very confident in the safety of the green and red dragon. The green and red dragon, excuse me.
And
And
yeah,
it's
they were shown by
Oh.
until the green came out on the right, and James was also
Yeah.
holding one of each.
right. So now feels comfortable enough to toss the green, but may just hold on to this red until the end of the game if this hand doesn't reach Tempai or doesn't make more progress.
Yeah, at this point, he's probably
Dang.
regretting the 8-month, thinking, I could have had Nakashi Mangan, except it doesn't exist in this league.
3-month fill here is pretty good. Dave also makes a good draw. Is now Ishan 10.
The only problem, there's two problems with this Ishan 10. The first is, if you get Tempai, you have to drop the Dora for it. The second is, it's not 2-3-4 Sanchoku yet.
Right.
Oh, Dora draws
Never
great.
mind. Just pair up the Dora.
Easy.
Easy.
Oh, interesting.
But
Which weight does Elwin take? Chooses the 4-7.
But does have to contend. Right.
Wait,
Oh.
Hatsu's dead, so it can only be Shosangan.
Okay.
Shosangan confirmed.
Oh. Okay.
Try to set the Suji trap or go with a safe.
Right.
Oh, that was a 2-2-3-4, not a 1-2-3-4.
Yeah, 2, 2, 3, 4.
So it's not. Oh, and somehow David has found Tempai.
Okay.
So it's 3-6-5.
Right. 3, 6, 5.
Oh, but he draws the 7. It's the only tile that deals into the Shosangan Honitsu. And he doesn't like it. He throws it back.
Con.
Really nice. Wait, there's a Con of Dora?
Wait, when did he draw the other 2 Dora?
Wait, when did he draw so many? What?
And instead the 7 comes out and deals into Elwin.
What?
Wow.
Wait.
So much just happened. But importantly, it was David holding that 7-mon said, you know what, I'm dealer, I'm Tempai, with a 3-sided weight, but I'm just not going to deal into this Honitsu, and also the Elwin's Tanyao hand would have been double rolled.
Right.
Great defensive
Really,
play.
Yeah, great defensive play for sure. And pushing the K10 against another 2 open hands, you don't really see where Dora is. Or you actually... was the Con already...
The con had not happened yet.
Okay, didn't see any Dora. 7-mon looked pretty bad on the board. Good defensive play, I think, overall. So,
and I think
really
a
well
part of that, we're going to look at a Ricci here. James already Tempai with Ricci, Haku, Dora, waiting 5-8 pin, and 5 in the wall.
I've seen this movie before.
The last time it ended with 95,000, like plus 95 and over 100,000 points. But yeah,
like this.
I think part of that move from David is just saying, I'm in first place overall in this division with 256 points. I don't need to do anything. I just need to coast my way to a finish in this game.
Yeah, exactly. And this is session 5 as well, so even less reason to put yourself into a worse position for the last session of the season.
Yeah, good note. This is a round 5 game that they're completing a little bit late, 1 day late. So that's why their number of games is a little bit lower, and why we have round 5, even though it's actually session 6 time.
Yeah, and Dave just drawing all of the 8 pins, really just drawing all the weights that James needs. Oh, but James can just sumo Ricci, Haku, Dora, sumo for Mangan at least. Hits the style era.
And that was another feature of Jonathan's intense run, was just always hitting Uda. Oh, what is this?
Okay.
I kind of just want to stay on this hand, but let's move over to dealer.
Wow, well, that's a pretty hand.
Does drop Dora turn 1.
Not I feel like you could have held it for a little bit longer. Maybe you could have found Honitsu in the Dora suit.
봄,
It looks like Dave just said, I have more Mon tiles, so I'm going to go for Honitsu in that suit.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah. And on the right, Elwyn with all the pin tiles in the world could accept
Yeah.
as many as 4 more pin tiles.
Huh.
And
Gee.
then
Is
another
5 pin chi pretty good?
This is a really Chinitsu commitment.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I think the rest of the shapes in your other suits
Boom.
are already fairly bad, so focusing on your strongest shapes and just sort of hedging the Chinitsu is good in my opinion.
Could also turn it to Tanya cutting this 9 pin, but we'll see.
Right.
James Dross is not at this 8 mon and says, you know what? I'm not sure I need to drop this just yet, because it was probably safer later on than the 4 mon. It just preemptively cuts the 4.
Mm,
Kind of interesting move. Now what is the
right.
play? Okay, it goes with the 8 instead.
Oh, well, that one can't stop drawing pin tiles. It's already. I mean, that's got to be Shanten. Yeah, it's Shanten.
That's gotta
Oh,
be
it's
Tenpai.
Tenpai. 4-7 is the weight.
Just draw 4 consecutive pin tiles, and the game's easy.
Yeah, GG easy. The
The
2 pin being dropped. Does this expand your weight? Quick Chinitsu training.
Yes. I don't think it helps that much. I don't think it helps at
Mm.
all. Just 5-6 pin weight. That's no good.
Right, your
Each.
dealer. Do you trust this Ricci does take it on the 6-9 pin against the Chinitsu?
But you don't even think this is Tenpai. I mean, look at these cuts.
Yeah, no overflow
Oh,
except for the
wow.
south.
Ellen
But
says, my Mangan's not good enough. I respect that dealer, Ricci.
yeah, really crazy respect here. Elwyn is
Chi.
right outside the demotion zone right now. Just wanted to avoid the Ipatsu, it looks like, and does get back into Tenpai. 5-6 pin
Yeah,
is
that
the
upper
weight.
5-6. Only has 1 tile left in the wall.
Mm. And Dave continues to push hard.
You can
This
swap the
9
weight.
pin, you can swap. You can swap to a 4-7 pin. If you're
롱,
willing to push the 5 pin, which was Genbutsu.
Yeah, might have missed that the 5 was Genbutsu.
Mm-hmm.
Having called it a couple times. It's in your calls and not on the table.
Right. Well, it does end up doesn't deal in for too much, so only 2,000 points off there. So ultimately doesn't end up super punished for that.
Nope, but James, rewarded for fighting as dealer and now retains the dealership, has a chance at 5-6-7. Or just a normal hand. Could also just be Chitoy. Elwyn, is this a Kokushi now, or is this like some type of Chanta?
So it's up to 8 tiles, no 8 Kokushi tiles, no pair. 9
9
tiles. Okay.
I don't know. I'm kind of thinking Kokushi.
Alright. That 3-mon seems to be a commitment.
Has like all the hard wins too, like all the ones that have been discarded so far, in hand.
Mm-hmm. Right. So this has fairly good chances. Well, I say fairly good chances. Even if you start with 9, your chance of hitting Kokushi is like less than 3%. I don't remember the numbers, but it's really low.
Yeah, and I say that immediately, like 3 of the wins he needs are out.
Mm. Well, now you have a decision here for dealer. You draw your 7-8. Don't like it.
David has paired up the door across the way. With the Kokushi on board, you're expecting you're not going to find one of them, but Dave has the last one on the left, so we'll see if at any point he shoves that out.
Mm-hmm.
Just gonna hold the Kerchief.
Dave?
Could have gone like 2-mon 2-mon and aimed for a closed hand, but really likes the idea of calling the Haku should it ever leave someone's hand.
Right. And I think it's fairly reasonable. You can even just end on the Champon wait and just have anyone draw the Haku immediately fold against you.
Look at this. James declines the Tempai. Says, I don't want this South 4-mon Shabo.
Right. You can end on a pretty good way with the 5557 shape. Two-sided with the 6-mon, 7-mon. Oh, wait. But we need to draw exactly 4-mon in order to make that weight happen.
Looks like Elwin gave up on the
ポン
Kokshi. Is now calling towards Chanta.
Chanta.
Yakuhai.
ポン
Here's
There's the
that sun
4-mon
show
call. Here's the two-sided 6-mon, 7-mon weight. All the sixes being held by Dave. And the last one is already on the board, so
ポン
7-mon is going to be the weight. One left in the wall. There's Tenpai for David, crossed away, waiting for Haku, Atazuke, Haku 6-pin.
Yeah, and I don't think Dave has. There's the only draw Dave has into Tempai that drops the Haku is the 7-8 mon. And here he can just cut the 8 and wait Dortanki.
Yeah. And I think just Amon honestly is looking
Peach.
the safest out of the choices you have. And does go to Doratanki. Richi's, which is a little aggressive, but wants the Richi Haite Sumo Hipatsu.
Rijipots, Sumo, Haite, Door 2 for
Door
Hane.
2.
That's the easy route to Hane.
Mm-hmm.
Don't even need
does end
Uda.
up in does end up in draw. 3 players Tenpai. Dealer goes again. Starts off with another pretty normal hand. RA2 Shanten. To the right, Owen. Normal shapes has a pair of Bahatsu. Likely wants to just call that and try to collect the 1600 in the middle. Across the way, David has Tanyo shapes. Can maybe find Richi Tanyo out of that, or even Richi Tanyo Pinpu. And to our left, Dave. Hitsu chances. Quite good.
Looks like maybe another Tanya. I wonder if James will end up cutting Pepe. This 3-mon cut sort of indicates the opposite, that he's planning to Richi this.
Yeah. Keep to pay as your pair. You can still get Pinfu.
Just holding as much tile acceptance in the other suits while you still have this good shape in the Monzu.
Right. And does want to keep holding this round con shape in the Sozu.
Elvin's still 2 away here. Still 2
Could
away.
have called another So, but your 7-8 So is one of your better shapes. So do understand not wanting to call that, hoping you can draw it yourself or get it at a later time.
Yeah, I do tend to like passing early, like in the first 4 discards. Later, I'm
Right.
more inclined to call. But in this case, you'll frequently end up on the 4 or 5 pin Shabo, which I'm just not very optimistic about. So I don't mind passing there and accepting the draw. And I ended up getting a 3 pin,
Right.
which was excellent.
Well, there's your pair, so you can drop your 5-7 So and hope you get 3-6 pin, 5-8 mon. You can also get calls on your 5 pin and 4 pin, but we'll see how it shakes out.
Yeah, it's hard to tell whether you should call that or not, because you know 9 So will come out from your Kamicha. Say a 5 pin comes out, you can pull and cut 3 pin and just have strong shapes. Stronger shapes than you currently have. But at the same time, do you really need that call? You could just take your draw.
Right. Because the draw, even though it may feel like your draws never help you, they are still quite valuable overall.
Yeah, and if you think that the 6-9 is just stronger than
Gee.
6 pin, then that might make some sense. In this case, the 3-pin looks pretty valuable because there's 3 of the 4 pins discarded. So, although there's only 2 of them left, you think that you have a good chance at getting them.
Alright. Well, dealer, late pair up of the Dora.
That's awkward.
Dropping a 6-mon.
The Dora just came out.
Right. Surprisingly, there's
Pump.
still one in the wall somewhere. Here's the 5-pin pawn for Tenpai, 5-8 mon. There is 3 left in the wall.
Chi.
Call this, yeah.
Call. Doesn't feel comfortable dropping 2-4 so. I don't know how bad a 2-4 so is, honestly.
Chi.
Yeah, how many 5s are out? Just 2.
Yeah, 2 5s out.
Sumo.
You watched
wow.
your Shino drop 5 so twice, but in the end, Anya will end it all. Sumo for
David,
Sumo on the 8-mon.
that's the threat. And now Elwin in the dealer's seat.
Looking good, looking good. Has a Haku pair, can call that. And make use of this Dora 3-so. To our right. 3 pairs,
Chi.
Chitoi confirmed. Not really, but also has a Dora to play around with. Has the south pair now, can call that. Try to call down with his hand. Across the way. Pretty normal shapes. Has 1 too many pairs, but can cut this down and get a Pinfu out of it and accept a Dora. To our left is Kokushi.
Yeah, 9
Or maybe just
tiles.
Chanta. Yeah, maybe just Chanta, but does throw the Dora 3-so back. So maybe really trying to hedge that Kokushi attempt here. Really fill out that Yaku Dex, you know?
Right. It's
But,
one of the final games of the season. Might as well go for it. Oh, 4 tiles away.
alright. This is your choice to commit or not. Well, that seems fairly committal.
Yeah,
The dealer is actually...
2-mon
sorry,
will
go ahead.
continue to hedge a little bit better than the 2-pin.
The 2... I think, the 2-pin may be an attempt to sort of disguise this as a Mon Honitsu,
Right.
since all they've discarded so far is pins and Sozu tiles. But a dealer has found Tenpai 2-4 2-5 Mon, now switches to the 3-mon Haku,
Yeah, now this
and
is a
actually has a
Tenpai
chance
that can win.
for, yeah, chance for Sanonko, so
Which,
Sanonko Dora.
amusingly, Elwin can actually sumo the 3-mon. Can't roam the 3-mon, but can sumo it.
On the high end, could be a Sanonko Haku Dora for a Mangan, but you're quite happy even if you run the Hakudora.
Ooh, don't
Or
con?
some of the 3-mon.
I think you should not
Con.
con this.
Oh,
And the reason to not con, there's 2 of them. One is after you've conned, you no longer have a closed triplet, so you can't get Sanonko anymore, which requires 3 closed triplets. And the other thing is
Eat.
that now you reveal to the table that you're Otosuke, or going for Honitsu, either which makes the Haku a lot harder to come out.
right. And they probably don't fully buy that you're some sort of flush hand because you drop 6-0 and 8-0 Sumogiri.
Oh, but the Haku comes
Boom.
out. Dave had declared Ricci with the cheat toy, and instead that will deal in for 4,800.
Mm.
So Elwin jumps back over 30,000 points.
That was a pretty good high buy to start with as well. Already 2 Shanten
Eat.
from a pretty standard Ricci Pinfu hand, but you can't really beat a double Ricci in terms of speed.
No.
It's a double Ricci waiting on 7-pin. Hasn't even double Ricci Peiko, excuse me. Waiting on 7-pin. Well,
not the best weight, but it's still hard for players to play against, is to defend against the double Ricci.
I mean, the double Ricci is really just your way of saying, alright guys, you're lucky I didn't get the Chiho. Have fun.
Yeah,
Um,
even more scary is the Tsumokiri double reach when you actually had Chiho
yeah.
chance.
True. But yeah, uh, everyone just gonna have fun trying to play around this double Ricci. Fun in quotation marks, of course. Uh, but seems like some progress is still being made around the table. To our right, David is looking at possible Pinfu, Tanyao, Ipeko, uh, maybe just Pinfu, Tanyao, Dora.
Dealer and Toyman both Ishanten as well. Dave across the table has two Dora and something like Pinfu Ipeko Tanya potentially. Oh no, this is not the right tempi.
No,
You gotta slam it, but
no. You have to take it, but it feels so troll. Double Ricci, Peiko. Please no Ura. Okay.
yeah, that was what, three-sided Ricci Dora 2 with potential Tanya and Ipeko. You just have to take that, but
Yeah. It's truly unfortunate deals in, but that is just the nature of the wall. Giveth and taketh. And
here's
wall
David with
has wall giveth a con of 8 so to start the game off.
doesn't con immediately. I know there's some players out there who advocate for taking the instantaneous con, and I feel better about that if it's a terminal or honor con.
I think you can wait. You should wait a little bit just so you can get all your blocks
Like
really
the
settled.
7.
Yeah, the 7 so here really. If you draw a 6 so, then yeah, con feels good. But as it stands, your 7 so is making a 7, 8, 9 and a triplet of 8 so's for your final hand. So quite good to hold on to it for now. On our right, Tahaku has been called and looking like just trying to blitz it down. Still holding the Dora here can potentially end Dora Tonki for value. Crossed away. That's
Doko.
Sanshoku Doko, yeah. Toy Toy Chance. Well, not anymore really, but just you see all that foo sitting in the hand with your two terminal triplets, and hoping something good comes out of it.
I wouldn't mind cutting the 4-2 and just like hedging Shinroto. Or like Honroto Toy Toy.
I mean, you have the points to spare technically, so it's not the worst idea. Drops to 1 so. Uh, oh, and to our left, pretty standard shapes actually. Has a potential 3-sided way in the bamboo. It's already Ishanten, so Richi Pinfu. Looking like a fairly strong hand.
David just ended up drawing the 6 zone, didn't choose to con, then instead playing for the wider shape.
I think this is fine. You keep your 2-pin as the pair, and then you maintain like a, or you can, yours bamboo shape accepts so many tiles. 4 so, 7 so, 9 so. So keeping your acceptance high is not a crime.
Ooh, now you've got the 9 so.
Okay. Drops the 2-pin. Doesn't want cut 9 so. Here's the Tempai, Richi, Pinfu, 3-sided weight. 1, 4, 7 so.
Pretty strong. Oh, that's Tempai for James though. Could just throw the 7. 4 is also pretty safe too. They're about equal.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, Elwyn Three-sided weight normally is good enough there, but instead it's the Sananko Toy Toy. We've had quite a few Sananko type hands today.
It's an Onko type of night. It's an Onko type of night.
Yeah, if last week was the week of the Rinchan, this is certainly the week of the Sananko.
Dealer already off to a great start. Perfect Ishan 10? No, not perfect Ishan 10.
We'll just say Tempai.
Just Tempai. 2-pin 5-so. And can upgrade this potentially. Needs a 6-so, would be ideal. How do you feel about taking that?
With this gap, I feel like I'd probably prefer to wait a little bit. Our resulting weight's probably not that amazing, but Ricci is just so much better than guaranteed 1500.
Yeah, the Ricci +1 is really attractive, especially when you're dealer. And yeah, pretty good shapes overall to back it up. But taking Tempai, obviously, is still very valuable as dealer, getting your repeats in when you can. To our right, another pretty standard hand can get 4-5-6 Sanchoku. It's actually hedging that pretty well. Will be interesting. If you draw to 7-so, I think, especially at this point lead, you would usually take the better weight. And just take the 3-4 pin Ryamen and wait on 2-5. But if you were a little bit down in points, you could also consider just taking the 4-6 pin Kanchan and trying to wait for the Sanchoku confirmed 4-5-6. Crossed away did have a Chitoi Ishanten, but is now pivoted into calling for Honitsu. And is actually filling in these shapes.
I wasn't sure if that Chi was very good, but the West ended up being dead, so I guess this gives you an Ishanten that can actually win without being Chitoi.
Right. Well, here's an upgrade for the dealer. Can now wait on 4-7-so. And to our left, pretty standard shapes, but the 4-so and 7-so are kind of hanging out in the hand and may deal in eventually. Well, Tempai crossed away for Honitsu only right now, waiting on 3-6 pin.
Chi. Ooh, James.
2-pin does get cheat, and the 4-so does end up dealing in. Just for Tanyao.
Was bound to deal into one of those hands. Ended up finding the cheaper one.
Interesting decision. Maybe trying to Sashikomi into the Honitsu. But oh wait. But it dealt in with a 4-so, so not really dangerous to Yoshimo, and seemed just like a push for Tanya Tempai to try and move the game along.
And James not really that incentivized to Sashi this early. I mean, first place is nice, but James wants more points here to climb into the guaranteed promotion zone, so probably just playing for the Tempai.
Yeah. Sorry, my mind's quite stupid at times.
I love Sashi plays, and although I've tried them every now and then, I just get the worst result. But I also really like believing that other players are also intentionally dealing in.
Yeah, whenever I deal into Yakuman, it's just a really expensive Sashikami, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And whenever I'm Tempai with a big hand and someone deals into somebody else or something cheap, they were just Sashikomi. It was a strong defensive play on their part.
Yep. Well, looking at our dealer hand, has good chance at 1-2-3 Sanchoku. Does need to find a pair somewhere. Maybe the ideal shape here is Sanchoku, Ipeko, and then a pair of Dodora. But we'll see how that develops. To our right, another strong hand. Ricci Pinfu. No, the stream on draw is really nice. But Ricci Pinfu and can accept Dodora. Can even have 4-5-6 Sanchoku as well. Oh, it's actually. Oh, here it is.
It's confirmed. It's confirmed too. We'll just Dama for the Mangan.
Well, Sanchoku Pinfu Dora. Dama Mangan. Very strong play. was actually hedging both, kind of hedging both ways on the Sanchoku, 5, 6,
Mhm.
7, and 4, 5, 6, depending on what country you're on.
This is, of course, the
Across the
more
way,
expensive one.
right. And across the way, another Pinfu-ish hand is also Ishanten. Would really like, it's not Pinfu, just Tanya. But does end up doing the 8 so to the Dama.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do about this. This is just... Wait, you're Tempai? Okay.
Yeah.
Take your points. There was also... We didn't get to the hand on the left, but that was also super wide Ishanten with a chance at 6, 7, 8 Sanchoku.
Well, that round was all Sanchoku all the time.
This round? Maybe 1, 2, 3?
Maybe
Work
1, 2,
towards
3.
Chanta?
Hmm.
I think James is going to play this as standard as possible.
Yeah. You kind of want Chanta, but the 6-pin pair is a little hard to work around with. And if you discard them, it raises some eyebrows about what kind of hand you're building. To your right, pretty standard shapes again. Can work this into Pinfu, but does need a bit of help to fill in the Conchan shapes. Pulls to
Oops.
east.
Not the East round anymore.
Yeah, not Yaku right now, so needs to find an alternative. I think the closest at this point would be 4-5-6 or 3-4-5 Sanchoku.
Yeah, 4, 5, 6, or 3, 4, 5 definitely looks like the play.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness, it's actually Sanchoku.
it's happening. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. And you can also, because if you're going for the 1, 2, 3, you can also incorporate the Tuso as your Dora.
Mm-hmm.
So even more value for dealer here. Crossed away, that bamboo shape is a little bit confusing, but can eventually resolve into Itsu with the right draws. But it's already sitting in Yishan 10 right now. Just needs to draw 3 so and could get a super wide weight on the Ricci. And then to our left, just really nice Pinfu hand. Could also potentially work its way into Itsu, but I think it's right now sitting just in Ishan 10 and potential to end on the 3-sided weight.
Yeah, props to Dave. Spotted that 3 so cut was super efficient. That so shape was a little tricky to read.
Right.
The table has to be confused about this call, which might work in Elwin's favor.
Right. Has been Sumagiri for a long time now, and so they're thinking, did he just Otozuke, or did it just Otozuke on something? And do I need to play around this potential Tenpai right now?
Even dropped the Dora at Sumogiri.
Well, there's Tenpai. Will Stay Dama has a pair of Dora, so Pinfu, Dora, Tanyao, Ipeiko. Just gonna Dama this because so tiles are rather expensive on the board right now.
And James also Dama on the 4-7.
Each.
So, Dave.
Here's the Tenpai
Not
on
shy
the
to
3-sided weight.
Look at David's hand. It's all lighting up, and James gives it up.
It's just a game of chicken at this point. You can
Leech.
chase here, honestly. Yeah, it is going to chase, and now it's just a battle of. Are there even enough Sotiles left in the
I want
vaults
James
for
to
them
con
win?
just for chaos. He doesn't
Oh,
have another
sweet.
draw. He can do whatever he wants.
Well, we will go to Ryukoku, and both players will flip down their hands and realize they're holding all of each other's weights.
Elwin as well was Tempai and 3-6. So
And honestly, pretty good result for James in first place. Gets to pass along dealership for just 3,000 points out of their pocket.
and it's not even a guaranteed 3,000 point loss because if you win this hand, you get the Ricci sticks back. So
Exactly. But Elwin, starting with the pair of Hatsu in hand, can really easily call this down and collect 2,300 from the middle. Can even incorporate the Dora with that 2-3 pin shape. To our right, Oh, the Mahatsu pair is Mochi Mochi. So will be a game to see whether they'll be dropped at any point. But fairly efficient shapes on that side of the board. There's already 2 Shanten. Crossed away. Needs a bit of help to fill in the Conchon and Penchon shapes, but does have a pair of South to call down with, so can also potentially confirm 3rd place here over Elwyn. And then to our left, pair of the West, and just fairly normal shapes, there's already Ishanten and just wants to fill in these Conchon shapes. Needs 2 Civ, 5 Mon, 7 Mon.
Ooh,
Dealer making
interesting.
good progress.
One so cut there, giving up the Ishanten, and even holding this 4-tile shape in the Pinzu. It is Furi-ten, which makes that a little bit slightly worse than normal, but believes that it will pan out in the long run.
Right. It is. You step back in Shanten, but it's very wide, and you do end up having a easier way of incorporating Dora into the hand if you draw it. If you draw the Dora now, you'll be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which is still Furry 10, but it's a 3-sided Furry 10.
Yeah, now you have a
This
difficult choice.
right,
Because so many of
So-
your draws are still Furi-ten.
right, and so could have just cut away from the Furry 10 shape and just played.
It all works out. It all works out.
All works out. Could have
Yeet.
played your 2 non-Furry 10 floaters, but does find the non-Furry 10 out here. Ricci, Pinfu, possibly Peiko. And Dealer, in last place, kind of has no choice but to shove against this.
Yeah,
At least
even
wants to maintain Tenpai.
even the decision to Ricci is kind of interesting too, because James can just Dama collect the first place, but really trying to maximize the points. If he can sumo Mangan, that would drop David below 30,000, give him even more points. We'll see a chase from Elwyn, waiting 6-9, so that just came out. David might be in a
Here
little
we
bit of
go.
trouble.
Yeah.
He is also just Ishanten.
Right. David could try to prioritize safety against the dealer.
Sumo.
But dealer can just sumo instead. There's no longer any need to worry about safety. Ricci, Sumo Dora, and an Ura for the dealer Mangan. 4,000 all. And collects the 23, 26, 23 in the middle.
Yeah,
I don't remember how many sticks were in the middle.
At that point, there was like 4 Ricci sticks and
Home.
Homba as well. So yeah, 43.
Yeah.
43. Oh, and this is another brilliant hand for Elwyn. This is huge. I mean, Dora 2 as well as the East.
It's due. We're due. It's like a slot machine in Vegas. We're due.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, it might be turning this into Honitsu as well for just maximum value.
right. And honestly, you don't lose a ton by cutting some of these Mon tiles since they are all overlapping in the same Suji. But yeah, East Dora 2. And it's good to note that that Dealer Mangan Sumo actually temporarily drops 3 players underneath 30k.
Mm.
So James has a lot of incentive to try and win this hand as quickly as possible. Really collect that extra 5 points of Uma.
Yeah, it's funny. James
Indeed.
lost 4,000 points, 4,100 points. But if the game were to have ended right there, it would have been a net gain of 900. And now he's Tenpai
actually-
with Chitoi.
Yeah, finds Sadama, Chitoi, Tenpai. Waiting on the 3-so, as they should.
Absolutely.
Any
When has
cultists in the chat?
when has
Any
Sanzo
cultists in the
ever
chat?
lost?
When has Sanzo ever lost? You know, I cannot think of a single time because
It just never loses.
it just
Oh.
never loses.
リーチ
Oh, David with a monster. Just drew the 8 into potential Takame Sanchoku.
The Ricci Pingfu.
But draws the Sanzo.
Oh,
Because Sanzo
Sanzo
never loses.
Sanzo delivers.
And James will take the first place. Plus 44.7, the only player above 30,000. A very strong result will move him all the way into what is that, 7th place? Yeah,
Yeah, looks like it. Or maybe, yeah, exactly. I think 7th place.
Dave
Very
drops a
nice.
bit down to 5th place. David, still number 1 overall in this division, and Elwin loses 0.7 points, but had a great Mangan to get out of 4th place and even have a chance at taking 2nd place in that game at over 30,000 points.
Yeah,
All said and done,
really,
3 of these players at this table in the top 7.
yeah, super strong B3 table here. 3 people in guaranteed promotion slots is crazy. And, it's gonna be on Elwin to continue making those kinds of really awesome plays to stay out of demotion.
Yep, very close race there. And I believe this table is. I thought they were only playing the 2, but it looks like they'll be doing more. I don't know if I have time for more, though. I do have to hang it up for the evening, but we had some really awesome games tonight in A2 and momentarily C1. And of course, this B3 table is a lot of fun. Although I won't be able to broadcast the next game, I will be paying attention to the scores to see exactly what goes down in the remainder of this series. Get one final look at the standings before we wrap it up for the evening. And this is just the start of session 6. So many more games going on this week. I just looking at the calendar, and December 12th, tomorrow, Tuesday, there are lots of games scheduled. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different tables playing all evening long. So I won't be able to broadcast that personally, but I'm really hoping that someone else will be able to catch that. And then for the rest of the week, we're still looking for people to schedule matches. The one game that we had scheduled for Wednesday, for a regular Wednesday broadcast, has been canceled. So we'll just wait and see what happens. It's just the start of the week, which means people are just starting to get their games in, and it's going to be exciting no matter what happens. So
Yeah, everyone just moving their games to Tuesday to take advantage of that 12-12 good luck charm, you know?
I see. Why didn't I think of this? Why am I not available on Tuesdays? Maybe I should
On
shift
page
my schedule.
87 of of Flowbook 1, you gotta.
I didn't get that deep in Flowbook 1. I'm sorry. I just got up to the Sanzo page and stopped. What else do you need?
All right, fair enough, fair enough. You don't need anything more, to be fair.
Uh, but we will be continuing to cover as much of session 6 as we can. For those of you who are not able to watch broadcasts live but would like to see what happened in the division, you can always check out our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@AmericanRicci, where you can follow the tiny URL link that's on your screen. Check out Twitter as well and follow us to make sure you know when we go live. And of course, registration for the upcoming season has ended. However, there is a small chance that you could fill in a spot at a table or act as a substitute player for the next season. That's certainly a viable option as well. If you'd like that opportunity, go ahead and sign up on our website, AmericanRicci.org. You can also, on that website, keep track of the standings for all of the divisions. And even the logs of the games are posted there if you'd like to see what exactly happened in any of these games. You can always visit our website for all of that information. It will be hopefully a Tuesday broadcast, not confirmed yet, but my fingers are crossed. And in that case, hope to see you then. For Garrick and Philip, this is Nathaniel. Thank you for watching this broadcast of the American Reaching Mahjong League. See you in the next one.
Bye bye.